Tyler's practicing.
Lucian have any spells left?
Who?
I didn't.
Jack said he's out, right?
Julian?
I'm
Yeah,
done.
Julian.
I have two spell slots left. And I used it twice.
Yeah, both your slots are gone.
Use them both on me.
Done.
You still have your Asimar innate
That doesn't have an HP.
ability.
Oh, is it one for every level or something like that? Yeah. Hey, sometimes one is all you need.
That's not much help. But I do have the cantrip where I can just what do you call it? Like if someone's dead or dying,
Spare the dying?
can stop them. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I
But
figured
you don't have. Too bad there's no cantrip that just heals for one.
Nope, that would be way too powerful for a cantrip.
All right. Well,
Spend the next hour just healing them one.
You've been trying to make your way in the bustling city of Waterdeep, trying to get your hands on an elusive piece of real estate to call your own in this vicious 0% rental / ownership market.
Vancouver.
Despite diverting Julian away from the gruff tavern of the Yawning Portal, you all managed to hook up with Volo after helping dispatch a bit of an incident turned into bigger incident when a troll and some sturges came crawling out of the well. Coming full circle, the man who was taking the dip down the well, Krentz, is the one and the same person that you see standing before you now, who you heard through some muffled orders was directing apparently this dark-skinned gray dwarf in the corner of the room where they're clearly attempting to blockade this door. You just taking a trip back in time a little bit further again, you made your way through, let's just go all the way back for a full recap, it's been a little while. So from Volo, his chief assistant and dear friend Floon was supposed to be meeting you all at the tavern that night of the troll incident at the Yawning Portal. He was bringing with him the paperwork for Troll Skull Manor itself for the rental agreement and all of the binding fine details there within. He never arrived, sending you all off on a bit of a caper through the city, trying to find where he is. This led you to a much shadier and darker part of town in the dock ward, where you went to the Skewered Dragon, which is pretty much like a sailor and dock worker bar. Almost all humans, all of the diversity of Waterdeep was not present here at this place. And
The Fey Bar, right?
no, it's very much a working class man's bar. And here Gary, while finessing his single tooth, basically slowly let out that Floon was here with another man who looked very much like himself. They were probably going on about how they're two good-looking brothers or something like that as a bit of a joke. But they were followed out of the bar sometime after midnight, well after Volo had left Floon, by 5 hooded, darkly clothed thugs. Your tracking of this situation led you past a strange oddity shop, the old Zoblob shop, and eventually took you to a Xanatharum warehouse near Candle Lane. It's here that you found numerous bodies, apparently dead corpses representing both members of the Xanatharum and the Xanathar Guild, which you could tell from clothing and tattoos. And again, like, your characters would be fully aware of this ongoing gang war that's been going on in Waterdeep between these two factions. The only thing left alive in this warehouse were 4 bird-men creatures, also known as Kenku, who you all brawled with, and eventually the City Watch showed up. It's the same patrol, although much more reinforced, that was looking after a bunch of dead bodies at a murder that took place in the streets not too far from here. They obviously wanted nothing to do with scampering around in sewers and seemed to be on better behavior than you all have encountered with the City Watch, likely to do with the fact that you were traveling with unofficial royalty, Rainier Neverember, the son of the former Open Lord of Waterdeep, which is kind of like the closest thing they have to a king. And it's no small secret that his father, Dagult Neverember, was ousted as the Open Lord of Neverember. And there was a lot of like political scandal and other crazy things associated with why he was ousted. Nothing that you all tuned into too much at the time. Nonetheless, he's a fairly recognizable person, also of red hair and very pretty looking man. Probably in his young 30s to late 20s. And he explained to you that both him and Floon had been kidnapped and set upon after leaving the Skewered Dragon. It was this warehouse of the Xanatharim where they were separated, interrogated, and Rainier said that they had been asking about the money that his father stole and where it was. And Rainier truly seemed to have no idea what they were talking about. When the Xanathar Guild thugs showed up, which were men and Kenku, and the battle ensued, Rainier had managed to free himself from the bindings he was working on and hide in one of the closets at the warehouse, which is where you all found him. And it was during this time when he heard you all approach that he realized that the Xanathar Guild members who instigated this sort of second encounter must have made off with Floon, thinking that he was likely Rainier, because they kept asking about Rainier's father. Again, the guards wanted nothing to do with going after this guy or the sewers. They clearly had much more interesting things to deal with in the city tonight. And probably wouldn't be caught dead going into the sewers. But you all, along with Rainier, eager to find your deed and help this friend of Volo, mostly get the deed, have gone after them and managed to track them through the sewers, where you found a bit of a thieves' cant symbology, these circular patterns, very graphic designs, which very slyly indicated which direction to take in the labyrinth of the sewers beneath Waterdeep. Traveling along through here, you came across a small grapefruit-sized little mini beholder-like creature and dispatched the thing before coming upon the Xanathar Guild hideout that you are now within. You took out quietly one of the goblin guards who was mostly asleep near the arrow slit he was looking out through, and have made your way mostly through sleeping chambers before coming upon this group where you are right now, which is where we come back to Krentz and this gray-skinned dwarf who's barricading the door. I believe was it Harvey or Nicholas who?
I think it was Harvey who.
Harvey's. Why don't you take us to your boss, this Grumshar? And Krentz is kind of gritting his teeth a little bit, looking at the dwarf in the corner, and you can hear him say, "Use some of the blankets and plug the bottom of the door." And he's kind of looking at you begrudgingly, like looking at the number of you all, looking at the dragon born with you. I can take you to Grumshar. And you can tell he's looking at the door more over here.
Yeah, what's going on with that door?
I could take you to Grumshaw, but it sounded like we might have company in there. And then that's when you heard, like, "Ah!" kind of scream of someone being injured,
Tickled.
tortured, tickled violently. And his gaze is sort of nervously going between you all, the door towards Grumshaw, and the dwarf who's anxiously trying to plug every orifice of the door to the northeast.
I mean, they're busy. Wait.
We're not horrible people.
I mean, we are guests.
What?
He seems to have given up on fighting you on this idea of taking you to his leader,
Right.
more or less. But he's like, Zamp, can you finish up with the door? Who are these lot? New recruits?
Sure, why not?
Potentially.
You never know.
Why are you here? I don't remember if you told me.
We're looking for our friend.
How did you get down here?
We walked.
We kind of left signs. It's not that hard to find.
Did you think this was a secret?
Let's say we possess a very certain set
Set
of
of
skills.
We know things.
Yeah.
Skills that could make us quite useful.
Crosses his arms and says, "Those are skills we admire. What are your feelings on Xanathar?" And you kind of hear the dwarf.
I spit on the floor.
Ask a few of the dead ones we left behind.
He
Harvey sliced one of their Achilles.
Oh,
Yeah.
good times those.
the
Violently oppose them.
The gray-skinned dwarf takes a couple of the bedrolls and starts quite literally like damming up the door. Kind of looks over and says, "This might work, but the shit is gonna be no good for a while. Have to go back in the stream out there."
Plugging up the washroom. Jeez. All right, so are we gonna meet your boss or?
Alright. Let's go. But if he doesn't like you, I can't control what happens.
Oh, we're very likely.
Yeah.
He goes over.
What happens?
He goes over to the door, and it doesn't appear to be locked. He starts opening it up. You hear again like. "Ah!"
About exactly.
The dwarf continues trying to shore up the door over here. He just seems like a guy who's busy at work, but he's kind of just looking at you all in the corner of his eye. How are you proceeding?
I will.
Yeah, just
I will
follow.
follow. Yeah. As I walk past the dwarf, I'll give him the wink of the gut.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll be behind them.
Harvey is leaning against the back wall. It's like, well, my negotiations here have paid off, I'd say. Why don't I go
Go take 5.
take 5? You see him kind of look over towards Julian with like the notion that like, I'll look after Rainer. Why don't you have Brotimus tag in for me? And
At some point.
he walks past.
Fine. Abandon us.
Are all of you following along with your escort here?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right behind him.
I think so.
With a spring in my step.
Ding, 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 ding.
Do you have anything to offer this guy? Just our skills?
Just our skills.
Um,
Lead skills.
as you start approaching. This is like a big, just a long corridor. It's not visible here, but you can see it kind of goes ahead towards a landing, and then there's stairs that go back down. All of you can more clearly hear like the whimpering and screams echoing down this corridor. And Krentz himself seems pretty uneasy as he carries you onward, leads you onward here. A moment, please.
I just keep picturing if we actually brought Titus to this dungeon. It's
Oh
just
my
door
God.
after door after door.
So, I mean, out of maybe I'm whispering to you guys.
Yeah.
Gold here to get the guy that they're probably torturing
Yes.
and taking with us.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And his bag.
Seems difficult.
What will he do for us once we get him?
It's an
Is
opportunity.
this for the lease?
Yeah, this is for the lease
Oh my
and
god,
2 months.
we really
2 months
need
rent.
someone to live. Maybe I should go back to the monastery.
Question our life choices.
I mean, I'm doing this to help y'all. I can stay at any inn I want.
I don't need much.
So Krentz,
I don't know much.
it's super frustrating. It doesn't seem to be loading. 1 second.
What's that?
What do you do?
I think I know why. I'm going to annoyingly relaunch this client.
Restart. Here we go.
Already is.
Hello.
There you go.
Just as Arya gets all calm. Just do it.
D12s, I will never use you anymore.
Am I grabbing me that freezer beer? I'll take it, paper towel and all.
It's well hidden with that paper towel.
Yeah, I should probably take it out.
Yeah.
Is this yours? Or?
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
No problem. You want a glass for it or straight cannon in?
Straight cannon.
Like a real BLD.
Door still unlocked.
So find out.
I don't know, last time we quietly knocked and apparently went to other apartments.
3?
Can you see if the
Maybe
door
just
is
remind
locked?
him 12, 11.
Sure, yeah.
I almost went
Although
a little
it's
sick,
face
but I
face
noticed
door.
like the handle was on the wrong side. I'm like, wait,
Hey, it worked.
So what are we gonna do here? We're gonna read the big box and then just ask us, hey,
What?
you like this?
What are we offering them? What are we offering?
It was
I
Bobby.
mean, what do we
Really
have
good
to offer?
skills or what? Got some good skills? Gets to see what he wants, right? See if maybe we can handle it.
But ultimately, we just want big picture, right? Take him back to the guy.
Yes, that is Jay.
Just give me another guy with good hair. I don't know if I can hang out with this crew. I'm feeling.
those dragons have hair in them or something?
No, it's just like, you guys are all too pretty. Like,
What up, Jack?
some tough.
Hey, Jay.
I guess it works on you.
I bring late brews for apologies.
I brought sugar-free ice cream.
Did you?
Or I made sugar-free ice
Oh,
cream.
that sounds awesome.
It's in the freezer. It might need to sit out.
It
a minute.
contains swerve though.
Ironically, part of the reason I was late was because I was buying a watch.
What? That's perfect. Alright, you
Does
better,
it have an alarm clock on it?
you better use it.
Yeah, check it out. I got this. Actually, not lying. I bought a watch.
Nice.
Thank goodness it's past daylight savings time, or otherwise you'd have another.
Alright. So,
Anybody? Bert?
Yeah, just
That's
crack
great for
one.
now. Thank you.
good. Just cracked one.
Oh, okay.
But
I
perhaps later.
I'm
this is
not-
what you asked for last time, so I just assumed.
Scotch for me.
Scotch.
Keeping it light.
Scotchy
carbs,
scotch.
no fish.
That's true.
Alright, you can chill now.
Scottish.
Chill dog times. No, we're chilling.
I like scotch.
And great. And we're about to
is a drink.
and we're about to go bother AJ.
Fucking Trebek.
Welcome to everything Scottish. But if it's not Scottish, it's crap.
Go play. Alright. That looks like a guy I want to hang out with.
Uh-uh.
See, what's the guy look like?
He's got a little tiny devil thing.
Oh, he does have nice hair
A
though.
little demon. He does.
That's a little greasy.
Cute pet, though.
What's a little demon thing?
So, Krentz, the
He's an orc age.
guy who took the dip back at the yawning portal
Yeah.
is here. The one that Yagra, the half-orc,
That
was
we found
fighting
out?
with.
Yeah.
This guy is here balls deep in the Xanathar hideout.
Oh, right.
And Harvey has convinced him to lead you to talk to the big boss, who he said was Grumshar. You find, presumably, this Grumshar leaning over a nearly unconscious, prone, reddish blonde-haired man who looks like he's been beaten nearly to death
Ugh.
in the middle of a very large room. In this room, you see threadbare reddish curtains hanging on two openings along the eastern wall. A passageway also leads immediately to the east as you come down the stairs. There's a very large set of doors to the west and a large elevated platform with a stone, almost throne-like chair dead center at the far southern wall. The muscular orc in his dingy but nice-looking robes, along with the thing on his shoulder and some of the things on his person, is indicative that he's certainly a magic user. Fire burns around the orc's clenched fist as the victim cries and squirms helplessly beneath him. Seated on this throne in the platform to the south is a nightmarish figure wearing black, dark robes with a dog-like, strange monstrosity at the foot of the thing, kind of like moving around on legs. It almost looks like a brain with legs.
Yep. Oh.
Gross.
God.
That's literally like a brain job. Brain.
Four tentacles
Is it smart?
are where its mouth should be. It has large, bulbous white eyes and rubbery purple skin. And it's cradling gently and petting the disembodied brain with feet, the dog brain. And they're both like almost just watching you as if they knew you were here and approaching.
It's scary now.
The orc looks up at Krentz and you all and just immediately says, "What is this, Krentz? Who are these people?"
Hey.
Krentz kind of
Good evening.
says, "I
Hope we're not disturbing anything.
met them at the portal and they seem to have found our hideout here.
Yeah,
They seem interested in joining us. And the fire around the orc's fist kind of goes out. And it's obviously Floon. Floon just kind of like...
Floon.
Hi, Floon.
Hey, we know that guy.
Oh, Floon, you idiot. What have you gotten yourself into?
You wish to join us? And he kind of lets Floon drop to the ground, fully prone.
I was
rises
thinking more
up.
of a subcontractor. Kind
Yeah.
Maybe like a...
of. Seem to be in a
one
position
time
of
kind
a
thing?
potential mutual benefit.
In exchange for Floon?
In exchange for Floon!
Well,
Well, we need the gentleman that you have there, as he's our realtor.
yeah, we're kind of homeless.
We're looking
He's
to
our connection to have somewhere to live, and you know the prices here.
we're looking to establish a small business in Waterdeep, and we hold no love for the Xanatharum.
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
beat
if we
them.
can help you out with something, and take Floon off your hands.
I can guarantee that man you have there knows nothing.
Yeah, we're sure of that. He's just really good for real estate.
Unless you're looking for recommendations for Fey bars.
Yeah, or
Interesting. Okay, and you're kind of saying this. Are you talking? You're talking like a Gumshar. The room you find to be very echoey. Sound just travels as it does in old castle-like
it's a pretty
stone
nice place
structure.
you got here. It doesn't look like you need something else.
In the sewers here.
yeah.
Nicholas Halfelvin taking point on the negotiations here. Why don't you make a persuasion check?
I will guide you in this persuasion
Ooh,
check.
is that bonus D4?
Can we aid?
Yeah,
One of you might aid on a DC 10, yes.
14?
Get a
Definitely
plus
gonna need
2.
that aid.
So it's a +2 and then a plus a D4.
So 3, 8 plus 2 is 10 plus persuasion, you said?
Mm-hmm.
18 total.
Okay. All right.
That doesn't sound good.
You all actually hear in your minds like something as if it's just creepy and underwater. It says, "You all are very amusing. Grumshaw here has proven worthless, brought me no information.
Yeah.
Apparently not even the son of Dagoth Neverember has sacrificed the location of this hideout of ours. Pass this test, and we will consider your applications for future freelance work a go." And you see, hovering up out of the throne is the tentacled mind flayer who pats the brain-like structure of the body of this thing, and you see scampering forward this strange little walking brain comes running ahead, and you hear in the back of your mind, it says, "For my amusement, if you can take care of the orc and the dog
Oh, jeez.
and live to tell the tale, consider the contract signed, sealed, and delivered."
To kill the little brain.
I'll just step
And he-
aside and motion to Brotimus.
He's just floating there and claps before dematerializing, and you
Wait,
can just
wait, wait.
sense.
If I may, good mages are hard to find in this day
Hard
and
to
age.
come by.
I would hate for you to gain our services and lose his as well.
It seems like you're already losing enough people to this
Yeah.
stupid.
I mean, he
you know,
looks like
war.
a helpful guy. Yeah, he could definitely help. You like your little brain dogs?
He definitely dematerializes.
Yeah, he's okay. He's
And you hear in the back of your mind, it's you or him. Either way.
Okay.
All right.
So, where's Brooks?
He's in my group.
Oh, okay.
Yay!
I was just gonna have to walk in like, hey guys, what'd I miss?
No, you're.
Something about Gus.
Where's Sibley when I need him?
He's there.
Ooh,
He's otherwise.
ooh, we got battle music.
Yeah.
The worst poker face. Whenever I roll good.
You roll well.
I did.
All right.
That fits. I said I'd step aside and motion to Brodus.
That might actually be the thing. Let me pull up let me actually pull up Brodus.
See, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I don't get physical. I get upset. When I get upset, he gets physical.
I'm a fighter, not a brain guy. Smart man.
Guess I should start parents remembrance.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be where the people are. Troubles are all the same.
Okay,
So
I
we're
wore
playing
that,
the orc
I
or
wore
we're
that
playing
shirt
Float?
yesterday, or on Thursday. I wore that shirt on Thursday, and everybody asked about it.
Oh, nice.
At work? Yeah.
I'll tell Jag.
Everybody at work. Or Wednesday, sorry.
Jag, everyone here is going to be wearing these shirts.
Yeah, everybody was asking about it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's dope.
You gotta start advertising your services on like the Facebook pages and whatnot.
I should.
Would be,
Somebody
like
likes the shirt?
Yeah, everybody at work did.
Start telling them about the stream. Maybe they'll start watching it. We'll be able to do this shit full time.
There's too many incriminating things happening in this
Yeah,
area.
Way too many incriminating.
I need a new pseudonym.
Who's the obnoxious asshole playing the witch?
We'll have to get those voice distorters.
Sorry, I heard obnoxious asshole. And
I mean, we could all use our D&D names.
What's that at Jagman Deep?
What is?
I was just saying your name to make it out there.
For everybody
Now,
to
you
know.
want your name out there so they buy your comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Famed author of Rock and. Wait, is it still gonna be Rock and Odd?
Spoilers.
No, that's
I mean,
spoilers.
oh yeah.
Now it's just Odd, or Ood, or.
Odd.
O-O-D?
Yeah.
Who's a Doctor Who character?
Oh.
The ones that look like mind flayers with like hookers.
Okay, she's good.
Even better now.
Yeah. See, I'm wearing my Vecna shirt. Vecna?
You don't know what that is.
It's still in game. In game, we don't know what that is.
The whispered one.
Hey, what's a severed hand?
Alright, one more, please.
I use it to give myself to a stranger.
Be careful, I think it has teleport powers. You might look at something. I accidentally cast Chill Touch. Oh shit! Call it a
Okay, you use burning hands after.
Necron dick, yeah.
Alright, Vorakis Lincolnshire. What's your initiative?
Oh, 19.
19 total?
Yep.
Nicholas?
23.
He's busy. Felix?
3.
Julian? Did you roll it in Fantasy Grounds already?
I got an 18. Did not show up.
Nope, you gotta. So you have to roll it in the chat box, or it doesn't count. Consider that like being on the table.
Lay down.
Oh, natural 20.
Ooh.
What?
Yay, the cleric
Too
smells
bad.
smells.
I'm useless and can do nothing.
Yay!
You got like sacred flame or something, don't
He's
you?
got
Tell me you got some kind of
You
cleric
got
damage
nothing
spell.
in there?
And Brotimus.
He doesn't like fighting.
21.
I remember having a caster with no damage cantrips. That was brilliant. That was a great move on
All right, Julian.
Shoes.
You all immediately see the dog-like creature come. Well, it looks like it's going to start scampering towards you all. The orc looks up from the pretty much unconscious Floon at the Mind Flayer, who's vanishing back at you all, and clearly wants to keep his job. Krentz kind of turns to you all, turns back to the orc, turns back to you all, and you almost see him get enthralled. And he starts slowly turning towards you all, reaching for his weapon as if being puppeteered by some unseen force.
Oh, guy, we don't want to kill him.
Julian, what do you do?
I'm going to try something. I would like to have this cantrip. I don't even know how to say this. Thaumaturgy?
Thaumaturgy, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so I want to create. It says I can create an instantaneous sound that originates from a point of my choice. Yeah.
What's your narratively? What are you trying to do?
Oh, narratively, I want to distract them. To give everyone else a chance to get in there, get in the first hit. You know, like a suppressing. So I want to make behind them, like where the throne is, or where the mind flayer was. Create like a sound of a huge explosion.
Okay. So basically, for me, this is kind of like a mixture of things. It's a creative use of the cantrip. But in order to pull it off, I want you to make a deception check that would pair up with it.
Okay.
Looking to beat a 15.
Okay. What do I do? Do I just roll into it?
Yeah, so you can just don't know this on your skills tab.
Why do I have a feeling Julian's a bad liar?
So you're trying to distract and deceive them.
Is there any way we can assist with distraction?
Yeah.
Distraction? No.
Not by 3.
Yeah. Okay. So then just roll in the chat box.
Yep.
There you go.
Man.
Is that a 1?
That's a 7. You make a very loud booming sound in the far corner of the room, but unfortunately, it's not enough to draw any notable distractions. You can still move.
Try.
There is still a corridor behind you.
I don't want to leave, friends. I think I will stay here safely behind everyone.
Okay. Nicholas Half-Elven.
I'm gonna try and get closer to the orc mage.
Where's the
Like
little,
melee range?
Where's the little brain?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and melee
It's all
range
the way
it.
back there.
You can beeline it.
Yeah.
Should movement 30. Yeah, I'll give it to you.
All right. And I'm gonna.
Is it considered engaged with Floon?
Dude, I get sneak attack, right?
He hasn't acted
First
yet.
attack.
He hasn't acted yet. I don't know if that's specific to a certain kind of rogue.
Hold on. Sneak attack.
That might only happen after you take your roguish.
You have to have advantage on the attack roll. And Floon's unconscious, so that doesn't really count. You would not get sneak attack. Thank you.
All right.
Sneak attack is if you're out of sight. Yeah, I mean, he knows, like, you guys talked to him.
Yeah, okay.
There's like 50 different ways you can trigger sneak attack, and they're all very finicky.
But you can also be hidden.
Hey, buddy, no hard feelings, eh? Natural 20.
Damn.
Okay.
Off to a good start.
This reminds me of the good old days. So roll double.
Double that roll, or
No, you roll twice. So
Okay.
Roll that again.
and actually, yeah, I want to get into the flow of using like the raw dice rolls that I pipe into here.
12.
So this is with your rapier, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
12 plus the
That's
mods.
you don't want us to add them.
So you roll a natural 20. Yeah, so it'd just be raw dice rolls.
Okay.
That's a hit. And then this should. Yeah. So what are the two?
8 and 4.
8, 4.
He's dead.
You immediately gut and stab the orc in one fell swoop.
Oh my god.
Are you serious?
What?
Apparently it was a first level mage.
What the fuck?
Alright! So we're done here, right?
I still have that. That
Ah,
ring
yeah, we gotta
thing.
get a little brain.
Okay.
Vinny's like, no spells for me today.
Brotimus.
What?
So,
Alright. Definitely hanging out with that guy.
where's the brain?
It's way far back.
I feel bad. I was like, no hard feelings.
Oh my god.
I mean, we do have Krantz to deal with.
So I can't make it.
The brain will come to us.
Yeah, but there's like 4 of you there, and I'm the closest person to the brain now.
That's true.
Prince is right.
But I have multiple axes. So I'm going to get as close as I can and then throw one.
Okay. Battle axes aren't typically thrown.
Nope.
You do have a longbow.
Oh, fine. I'll use a
I mean, you know.
What guy are we trying to work for?
Brotimus got a Brotimus.
I know. Just needed to throw.
Nobody?
You do
Are
you,
we
bro.
killing
I
him?
know.
The guy up there
Yeah.
who disappeared himself.
Yes. We're gonna work for him?
No, Krentz is this guy, a
Huh?
human.
Oh, it's not the purple guy?
The purple mind flayer,
okay.
crazy
Yes.
demon-looking dude
It's disappeared.
is apparently and clearly a much higher up in the Xanathar guild.
Yeah, it's interesting.
This was like a Xanathar guild hideout, and clearly the guy that Nicholas just gutted
Yeah.
was the failed leader of said hideout. Krentz, as well as the brain dog, are still looking like they have a fight.
Okay.
Brotimus push-ups. You can certainly try to throw one of your 2 battle axes, but that would not be an easy thing to hurl.
I mean, it's gonna be less cool, but I'll use a bow.
Okay.
Cool, man.
You're firing at what?
At the brain dog.
Okay.
Brain dog.
150 feet. Yeah, you could do that.
Sweet.
Roll d20 to attack.
12.
That is a hit
Sweet.
as you fire and shoot. Roll damage.
That's a D4, right?
It's a d8.
Oh, D8. That's a 3.
You hit for 6 points of damage. Turn that down a touch.
He sounded squishy.
You're holding your position here.
Yeah. Well,
You still have a move action, technically.
what is he? The only other thing that we're fighting is that brain, right?
No, Krantz.
The guy right in front of you
Oh, shit.
is
we did hit him.
also.
Try and talk him down. You only had to kill the mage and the brain.
Oh, shit. I totally should have been paying more attention to that.
Like-
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of the way then so that people can get in there and.
Where do you want to go?
I'll go right behind him so he can't go anywhere.
Okay. Alright, you fire a shot at the brain dog, hit, and quickly move in, I assume probably pulling out your axes as you get behind Krentz. Varakis.
I walk up a couple steps.
You hear movement in the hallway behind you. Yeah.
Remember, guys, we only have to kill the brain and this guy.
Well, unless there's more things.
I have a feeling the dwarf bear is probably coming to join the fun.
Alright. I mean, I could have a quick. Can I just turn around and look real fast?
Yeah, you can.
Alright, what do I see?
Nothing.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna move up a few feet and get the fire in my belly and breathe some acid on it.
You can hit Rodimus.
Over Krentz.
Can I get
Yeah, you
that?
can take it.
No. Can I just focus my
Yeah, if you moved in
acid
next to him,
onto the guy and
It's-
turn
it's
that
a-
way
it-
and then turn straight?
yeah, it's a line. So like if you shot it
I mean,
that way.
Rodimus,
Oh, Krent.
have a look. Would Rodimus be okay? I mean,
If your
he
goal-
gets a little acid on him. I'm
Yeah, I
not
mean if your
worried
goal is
about
to
it,
like
but-
move in next to him and then just you can move aside him and shoot a straight. It's a
Wait,
5-foot cone.
Who is mind
Or,
controlling
sorry, a
him?
line.
It's
Was-
a
was it
5-foot cone.
The mind
Well, no,
flayer
not a
or
cone,
the-
sorry, it's a
the
line.
mage?
Most
The
likely
line?
Mind Flayer.
Yeah.
Okay, damn it.
The scars make the man. Rodimus is into it.
What kind of numbers do you have for this breath weapon? I don't like
So you just do it, and then basically they have to make a Constitution saving throw. But you just double check. Yeah, it's a 5 by 30 foot line, so you basically just do 30 feet straight down across Krentz's face.
Freaking xenomorph.
I haven't brushed my teeth in a while. I got some rancid breath.
Okay. You just emit this fucking line of acid that just spits and projects at an unbelievable
Guys, we should do
speed
lines of acid.
and distance. Krentz
Woo!
tries to not die.
Yeah. How's that?
Oh, poor Krent. He's had a rough night.
Oh.
Well, isn't this what we're supposed to do?
He takes 2d6 acid damage.
Oh my god.
Please roll 2d6.
We got a 10.
Okay.
Burn, baby, burn.
He just like his face is almost melting off as he's writhing in pain, trying to reach, almost blinded for his weapon. He's gonna have disadvantage here considering the circumstance.
Not the face.
He manages to reach and grab his scimitar and just swings wildly. Why don't you and AJ both roll d20? The lower one is who he blindly swings at.
18.
16.
Ooh, he blindly swings immediately at the. He was like almost. He was looking towards the axe wielding bro, but in 10, it sees you opening your mouth and just starts turning towards you, and just with disadvantage, swings wildly in your direction.
It's just gonna be over before it's my turn.
And with disadvantage, misses. Otherwise, would have hit.
Woo!
Oh wow.
I think the brain dog's gonna be there for you.
I'm going.
Let's see.
I'm gonna take a couple steps back.
Drop
After-
an 18.
After he doesn't hit me.
You're engaged
Yeah.
in melee, so he would get a free attack
If I move.
if you moved.
Alright. I'll stay.
Okay.
Punch him in the face.
Do you know martial arts?
One moment, please.
His melted face? I don't know what I can do.
Aim for his good eye.
Felix and Julian, you hear like a door like slam open behind you, and big, heavy footsteps,
Did you hear that?
and a much larger, gigantic form of the gray-skinned dwarf that you saw earlier appears before you, almost just magicking out of nowhere. He was invisible, with a javelin in hand, just hurls it towards the closest thing in front of him, which unfortunately is Julian.
Oh shit.
Hell.
Julian's gonna die! He's gonna
I
die!
thought we had to fight the dude, the orc dude, and the brain dog.
Surprise!
Surprise, motherfuckers! Wah!
This is changing the rules of engagement cheating.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to overload the people.
Yeah, I thought we only had to kill the ogre and the orc.
Yeah, well, that'll happen.
He hits, and in his enlarged state, he does
500.
double damage dice on strength-based weapons like javelins.
Only has HP.
Geek the healer.
And I'm the
Quickly!
healer.
Create a backup healer character that has his spell slots.
Julian, the last thing you feel before going unconscious, as you turn around, is a javelin going right into your gut, and you kind of just clutch it for a moment, and just stagger and fall backwards, rolling down the stairs.
He can't even use spare the dying on himself.
And your body kind of awkwardly, with this javelin inside you, as you roll down the stairs, just slumps behind Varakas and next to Felix.
Oh my god.
Before I die, I'm supposed to go. Tell me. I love them.
I don't know your parents.
The dog brain would have changed its path now that he's seen things.
Can he see things?
Oh yeah, he's just gonna.
Does it have eyes?
He's just gonna jump over the fucking thing. Well, actually, he does not have eyes.
It's extra sensitive.
He's got extra senses. That's right.
Just like the liquors in Resident Evil 2.
And little things.
Yeah.
Definitely. One moment as I read a thing. Oh shit. So it comes, it just hops down off the landing. Oh, sorry. And comes charging towards Nicholas. And with its weird clawed arms, let me just pull this up there.
It's kind of cute.
That's not cute.
It tries to rake an attack towards you, and it looks like it's almost trying to like latch on to you with it.
No.
Oh, it hits. Just read something. So you take some slashing damage, 6 points, and immediately drop.
I had 8 hit points.
Didn't you already have some damage?
Yeah,
I did, but I got some healing done last time.
Okay. Do you know what your current hit points were?
It was 8.
It was 8? Okay. Alright, so then you are at 2 hit points.
You're welcome.
So it latches on.
Yeah.
Your still standing body. And you can
What's
you
up with
just
you getting stuff latched onto you?
you feel this thing on you, and your mind begins to throb like. And like all of you around him just see him like stiffen up, and his eyes almost bulge.
It tickles!
Got him.
I need you to succeed on a DC 12 intelligence saving throw.
Oh, shit.
Damn!
I'm sorry.
You dumped intelligence.
You're about to be taking over, bro.
Fuck.
No.
That's only a 9. I failed.
How's your brain?
I need you to also. Okay, first things first. You take 12 points of psychic damage,
Huh?
and you all just see Nicholas freeze and stop
Instant death.
moving.
Yeah, he's dead.
Whoa.
Um,
That's fucked.
You need you to roll 3d6.
3d6?
Yeah.
Oh no, you're not dead. That's exactly. You're not over. You're exactly at.
664.
16?
Yes.
14.
14
Oh,
16
you add two?
total, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry, he needs to roll 3d6. What's your intelligence score?
12.
Okay. In your last moment of consciousness, you feel something like moving through every corner of the labyrinth of your mind. It's almost like you know how people say your life flashes before your eyes?
Yeah.
You feel like someone's reviewing your life and it's forcing it to flash before your eyes. And in the last possible moment of consciousness, you shut this thing out.
Alright.
And then you just completely black out.
Now the intelligence of 5.
You're a little creeped out or not?
Yeah, you see this thing just like on top of like his now dropped body, like peering at it like a dog who is trying to eat it with its mind.
Oh.
Instead, it looks up at the next closest thing, which is Rodimus. Actually, it would be Floon.
Oh.
Since the unconscious or
I want them to try and get this brain pan.
Felix Sugarspoon.
Well, I guess I'll look at the nearest. Oh shit! Fuck it. Yeah, I'll just look at Krentz and be like, well, they say you should respect the dead. You're about to get a little more respectable, and I'll cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay. Vicious Mockery.
You don't want to miss it.
Oh yeah, perfect.
I am on it. He fails miserably with a 2.
He takes 1 point of damage.
Or there's no, you just roll a 1. There's no bonus.
I rolled 1. I'm not sure if there's a bonus on that.
No, there's no bonus. He takes 1 point of damage, and he, I mean, maybe it did something. He's still just like wildly swinging with the acid burned face.
Oh, he already had disadvantage, didn't he? Shit. Alright.
Holding there.
No, I'm gonna go up to this little corner that no one else is in right now.
What about me?
What about?
What am I supposed to? Okay.
what about me?
Yeah, what am I gonna do with any of you?
It's always about you.
I have no spell slots.
Where
it.
you want to go?
Just kind of hiding around the corner.
Sure. Okay. The last thing you hear as you start. Oh, wait for Kylie.
Does Krentz get an attack of opportunity as they run by?
No. Not in this situation.
You should kill him.
I'll see if I can chew up his reaction while I was on the way out.
It's all your fault, Taz. If we all die, it's all on you.
Pretty much.
Hey, I'm fine. Actually, there's no door here. I should get closer to the door so I can get out of here.
Alright, so Felix mocks the acid-blinded Krentz, runs past him, hiding over in the corner of the room, and you can all hear... you can hear it well enough, but it's kind of faint, right? Sort of echoing from beyond. So we'll be like heroes, you say? Let's do this, Harvey! And Renair and Harvey come gallivanting in from behind.
The pity save.
More or less.
I'll take it.
An elective hour or level 1? Yeah, we might need this.
Where is...
Felix doesn't know about
Oh man, if we only had Bolo's Book of Monsters, we can know what this is.
that. Like the first or second episode of Critical Role, one of these things almost killed Grog.
Yeah, but wasn't that like, weren't they level 8 at that time?
We're level 12. But Grog had an intelligence of 7, so that's why. It did that and just dropped it.
Harvey.
I remember that he was at 1.
Oh, yeah.
Tries to... How does this work? Keep it simple.
Sneak attack.
Tries to slash at the dwarf from behind with his sword. completely misses.
Damn it, Harvey.
While Rainer slashes at it with a rapier that he picked up. Manages to hit. I hit the thing! And does a decent amount of damage, 12 points of damage.
Yeah.
Shit. I just realized something I should have done.
Julian, I need you to make a death saving throw. So on your main tab of your character sheet, there's a dice icon. In the bottom right, it says death saves.
Yeah.
So you're going to roll that. Don't roll a 1.
1 is instant.
Natural 20!
Julian!
Back up.
You grit your teeth. You hear the gallivanting heroics of Rainer and Harvey echoing down the chamber above you. You feel the giant javelin in your guts. And you say to yourself, no.
Yeah, fuck this.
Not right now. Not in this sewer. What do?
They don't know my parents'
You
name.
suddenly come to and just... It's worse than when you remembered disappearing.
I will. Can I see that dwarf and everything?
Yeah, he's huge, and he's just above the stairs, so you see this large form up there, and see Harvey. You don't really see Rainier, but maybe you heard his voice. He's boasting quite loudly.
Also, Nick is dying.
Yeah.
You're dying, Nick's dying, Krentz is dying, Floon's dying, the Orc Mage is dying.
I feel pretty good.
So we're all doing pretty okay.
Can I take the javelin, pull it out of myself, and then throw it back at the dwarf?
You're giving his weapon back?
Well, hopefully it will stick in his mind.
Anyone want to maybe spare one of the dying?
We could do
Yeah,
that.
you don't want to spare the dying?
Oh, Jesus, wait.
Sorry, metagaming pigeon.
Remember, you're a cleric.
I am, but I almost died.
Go with your guts.
Yeah.
You guys should
Which
spend
means
so
the
much time on
javelin.
your hair.
Just get his guts.
Yeah, literally. Javelin.
Yeah, throw the javelin. That's what you said you were doing.
Yeah.
Roll
Do
the
it.
d20s.
I just put it in your inventory. It should be on your actions tab now.
Every time you get stabbed with a weapon, does it automatically go
It's
your
in you.
inventory?
Yeah, in your inventory.
It goes right into your bag of holding.
Actually, and you seen that modifier box in the bottom left?
Modifier.
Like in Fantasy Grounds itself. There's like a big box right below.
Javelin.
In the program, in the bottom left, underneath the chat box, it says like 0
Okay,
modifier.
Yeah.
Hold control and then mouse wheel down until it says -2.
Oh shit.
He's down at the bottom of the stairs throwing a javelin up at the guy. He's got a slight bit of cover, all things considered.
Yeah.
So if you do that, then you can roll to attack with the javelin.
Okay. So I'm pressing control.
Yeah, and then you just mouse wheel
Click
over it.
on the...
Or you can just click. You can click it and just type. I think -2.
Make good decisions.
So if you just click in the box and then type -2.
Yeah.
Got it?
There we go.
Okay.
Yep. Now I just roll.
Yeah. So now roll to attack and drop it on the dwarf.
Oh. Ooh. Someone's getting fresh.
Oh shit. You should not have had disadvantage. It still thought you were dying. Hold on. Technology, am I right? You are not still unconscious. So that would have been a 17 -1 for 16, which is just barely fucking hits the thing. So go ahead and roll damage on him. So you just drag the damage box onto the dwarf on the map, and it will automatically calculate. You do 4 points of damage to the gray dwarf. Who's still looking quite healthy.
Oh man.
You are no longer, you're clutching your guts. You're alive, but barely. but you are not in good shape, and it's clear to you now that there is an acid burn Krent standing above you, and you can see Nicholas with this brain dog on top of his unconscious form. Nicholas, make a death saving throw.
All right.
Oh, good.
10.
Good enough.
Must
One
be
success.
12, right?
That is one success. Oh,
Oh, it is a
whoa.
success.
Yeah, it's 10 on your bow.
Not dead yet.
Rodimus.
That Krentz. He gonna die.
Okay. And you can, in
He's
5th
not- he's not the
edition, you
scariest
can
thing.
split up. You use 2 weapons, right?
Yeah.
So technically you can attack once. If you kill him, you could potentially move and then attack again.
How's he looking?
Well, you're engaged in melee with him, so you couldn't leave him without him
Without
getting,
killing him.
without getting an attack of opportunity.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Um,
he looks very wounded by
Okay,
the red
well, then
dot.
I'll take a first swing at him.
Okay.
So, I guess I'm gonna have to. Oh, because no, never mind. I read it out when I got next to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So roll d20 for the first axe attack.
First axe attack is 13.
13 plus 6 is 19. That's a hit. Roll damage.
And that is a D8. Is that D8?
Yeah, d8.
6.
It's 10 points of damage on Krentz, and you immediately drop his acid burn body to the ground.
Sweet.
You still have 30 feet of movement.
I have 25 feet.
Oh, that's right. 25 feet of movement.
Yep.
He skips leg day.
I skipped right
The brain thing is in range. The giant dwarf is not. And the brain thing looks like it's fucking shit up.
there. Okay.
I'll back
right
you.
here.
I need to heal our friend Nicholas.
Alright, you move into the brain thing and still have an offhand attack.
Okay.
Or bonus action.
Well, I'm also dual wielding, so
Yeah.
it's, there should be no penalty for that.
No.
Okay.
You just don't. Oh no, you do because you took 2 up in fighting, right? Yeah.
Nice.
So it's pretty much the same exact. So yeah, roll a hit with the offhand axe.
Got it. 2.
That is a swing and a miss. As
Yeah.
you're trying to not cleave Nicholas's face off in the process,
Sorry, bro.
you were a little too
Yeah.
careful. Varakis.
Give him another hit of acid.
You only get that once per day.
Okay. Then stab him with my short sword.
He's dead.
Oh, he's dead?
He's dead. Yeah. So again, there's a brain on top of Nicholas that's
Okay.
fucking shit
I'll run up and stab the brain.
Okay.
Go.
You run up next
Stab
to
as hard as
Rodimus
you can.
and swing your. Well, you're a monk, so you're using your short sword as a monk weapon,
short
right?
sword, yeah.
Okay.
Roll 10.
10. I've got you. So that's a 15 total. It's a hit. Roll damage. So it's just D6?
4 damage total.
Do 4 damage to the brain. As a monk, you can still do a bonus action unarmed strike.
Unarmed?
Well, yeah, and that could be anything from like you flavor it how you want. Like it's not your weapon. It's a kick. It's a punch.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Okay.
a headbutt.
Stab it, and then I give it a good kick in the brain.
Okay.
Kinda
Roll
like a
another.
punt.
Roll another d20.
Roll a 6.
That's a total of an 11, so you
Yeah.
miss the kick.
Ah!
Krentz is down for the count.
How big is this thing? Is it like soccer ball size brain?
It's tiny.
or-
That's what I meant.
I mean, it's
like
got
a
big
soccer ball.
legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like soccer ball with big dog legs almost.
Wait, I wanted to keep it high up.
The dwarf immediately turns on Harvey and Raynor, and
Harvey, you got this.
let's see, swings a war pick at Harvey. We're a natural 20.
Ryan, your character's dead too!
The What's his turn?
That
What's
was
his
Raymond?
turn? Jason.
Harvey
Oh, he lives.
just gets knocked back by the war pick for 9 points of damage.
Oh, that's right. He already had damage.
I didn't give her anything. And goes flying back into the room beyond, unconscious and bleeding. Let's just open that up. He only has one
I
action.
gotta talk to these guys.
The brain latches or tries to latch on to Brotimus. And you can just see this thing like anticipating and then springing with its claws towards you. Rolls a natural 1.
What?
Thank God.
Get a hemorrhage? Or something?
As this thing jumps off of Nicholas into the air, it's just legs splayed out, open wide, and is like a slow motion like baseball in the middle of the air.
Yes, like a softball.
Yeah, both Brotimus and Varakas may make an attack of opportunity.
17.
Lunging towards you, you find it easy to just like taking. I don't know. Do you take the sharp edge of the axe, the blunt end? You swing and hit as this thing just comes leaping towards you. Roll damage.
5.
You slash into this thing for 9 points of damage. It seems to not. Your weapons don't seem to be as effective against this thing as you expect. You're still doing damage,
Right.
but it seems pretty resilient. Felix.
Well, all right. I'll take a look at the. Can I see the brain from here?
Yeah. You would have to move to get line of sight past this wall.
Sure. I'll go move around so I can see the brain.
Okay, just close enough to see.
Yeah. Pull out my triangle and cast Toll the Dead
Okay.
on the brain.
All right.
Do you have inspiration too?
Yeah. I forgot to do that one.
What is it? Inspiration.
Yeah. That's a bonus action though, so this is my action.
All right. He needs to make a saving throw. He succeeds, and therefore it does nothing. Right.
Does nothing.
Okay.
And then I'll just play a little Rocky theme for Brotimus and give him inspiration.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
I don't know that Rocky. Okay.
All right. Harvey needs to make a death saving throw. Sorry, Ryan. You roll a 13, and that's one success. Raina. Harvey! Hut! And he just wildly slashes again with the rapier. Rolls a 5 and misses. Bringing us back to Julian on round the third.
I will run up Nicholas and use spare the night.
Is that touch?
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay.
Put my hands on his shoulders
Okay.
and stabilize him.
Okay.
Right. It's not funny anymore.
Nicholas, in the dark valleys of your own mind, that
Whoa.
feel like shattered at this point, you feel like a slight warm touch, and you feel a bit more at ease. Still unconscious, still prone, but stable. All right, Julian. That's a movement. That's a movement and an action. You technically still have. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Unless you have a bonus action.
I don't know the healing thing I have.
It's a full action. It would.
Okay.
It would bring someone back to full consciousness with 1 hit point.
I guess it goes next turn.
New character, who dis?
Rodimus, feeling inspired by the rocky music. Did you want to were you staying there playing, or did you move back? Okay. So you have Bardic Advantage, or Bardic Inspiration, sorry.
Sweet.
And it is your turn. Brain still drops down at your feet and is clearly trying to take you out.
Sure. Okay. Well, I'll take one action and try and hit him.
Okay.
11.
You rolled an 11?
I rolled an 11.
Okay.
Let me only give you the roll.
Yeah, just the raw only, please. You swing in a hit at Brain
Okay.
for 17. Roll damage.
5.
You do 9 points of damage, and you still have your offhand attack.
Is it still alive?
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Look at that. The little bubbles are
Yeah, this motherfucker.
indicative of their
Alright.
status.
Alright.
You
Come at you from the left.
okay? Roll again with the other axe.
Yeah. That's a 3.
You got inspiration?
Oh, so I get to roll again?
You can add a.
D6 to that.
Is it D6?
D6?
Yeah.
Okay. I've already seen.
You don't have?
I like
Not even helping.
It could.
Get a 3 or higher.
6.
Okay, you're swinging and just about to miss as the music continues playing. You kind of course correct your arm,
Like Tiger Woods.
little sword, yeah, and just come back around and connect again into the brain.
Sweet.
Roll damage.
Rolling damage. There it is. 8.
Ooh, max damage for
Yeah, max.
12. This thing's finally looking wounded.
Oh my god.
Varacus.
Fuck this thing, man.
Alright. Another.
Julian stabilizing the half-elf next to you. Rodimus is just hacking and slashing at the brain dog, who is still alive.
Yeah, I'll do another short sword stab into the brain.
Okay.
Pinky.
I was
D20.
thinking of the Ninja Turtles guy. Natural
Natural
20.
20. That's a critical hit. Roll 2d6.
Total of 8.
2 and a 6. That's 11 points of
Bam!
damage, and you just as I imagine Rodimus is slashed and hacked this thing with his axes and has him kind of wedged between the two axes, and you just come through
Right in the middle.
and just boom, and it just stops squirming and moving.
Oh, that was a crazy brain.
That's what I think about brains.
Meanwhile,
Oh my god.
you hear the roar of the gray-skinned gigantic dwarf raising its war pick and slashing at Raynor. And he misses. Felix Sugarspoon.
Oh, I'll go peek out at the great.
Oh, I'm sorry. I totally skipped 5 million things.
I didn't even realize there were other people in there with you, Jack.
Sorry, we should have gone right to... Wait, hold on. No, that was right. Goes
Hello,
to
lady.
this guy. Swings and misses Raynor. And then we go to Felix.
All right, I'll just go peek out at the Grey Dwarf and just be like,
What are you trying to do? Just get line of sight?
yeah.
Okay. You move to the base of the stairs, and you can see his large form up the stairs down the hallway.
I'll just be like, I'd like to write a song about you. You know, a word that rhymes with ugly. Just
Kinda-
mockery.
It's like he's just swung with this big war pick at Raynor, and looks back at you. Okay, so he's got to do
Wisdom
his saving
save.
throw, right? Vicious mockery. He succeeds. Is it half damage or no damage?
That's not.
You really
Cantrip.
He just kind of looks at you and smells says, "Whatever your name is, Felix." Holding there.
Yeah.
Harvey, make a death save.
Okay.
Rolled a 15 again. Boy wants to live.
Yeah.
Raynor, dodging the attack, definitely like almost like a beautiful swashbuckler. Swings around with the rapier. You're not supposed to swing it that way, but he does anyhow.
No, I don't want any dogs.
Completely fucking misses. And now we're back to Julian on the 4th round.
Now I will use my healing hand, which is 1 HP.
So if you want to, you can drag that little health icon and drop it onto Nicholas.
The health icon.
Yeah, on your actions tab, next to the healing hands.
Actions. Healing.
Nicholas, you feel Julian. I need more flavor. I need the prayer. I need the God. What are you doing with your healing hands?
I got my God's name. Lathander.
Oh, Lathander, yeah.
Yeah. It just looks like
The Morning Lord.
Show me on this dollar where the cleric touched you.
Yeah. Let me put my hands on his head. Oh yeah. And say, join us again, Nicholas. You're too young to die.
And you the bright light just it's almost too much to look at as your lids start to open again, and you just see a fucking circle of bodies around you. It's almost as if you're at your own funeral, but you return to the living, Nicholas. And Julian, that's your action. You can still move.
That is it.
Do you want to move or hold here?
I will. Yeah, I'll move up into the corner. I can actually do that. Yeah.
You've got 30 feet. What do you want to do?
Take
So you just let. Perfect. Yeah, approved. And you move close to the sounds of fighting back where you came from. Nicholas, you awaken just to see bodies all around you.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You'll need to stand up.
Yeah, definitely gonna stand up.
Takes your move action. I think half your move action.
Half my move, yeah.
So you can still use your normal action to do a full move and a half, or you can just do a half move.
I'm gonna do, I guess, like a half move.
You do have line of sight on this guy.
How far is he?
He's quite far.
What's the distance on a short bow?
90. I mean, without disadvantage, the distance on a short bow is 80. So you can take a half move and get a normal shot off.
All right, I'll take a half move.
Which is that 15 for you?
Yeah. And
Okay.
while I'm moving, I'm gonna be like, call off your dwarf. We've killed your orc and the dog. This game is over.
Okay. You've got your bow drawn and you're
Yeah.
saying this? Okay.
And I'm gonna hold my shot for if the Dwargar attacks Rainier again.
Make a persuasion check.
Which one do I want to use? Come on. Shoot. 5 plus.
Well, you knocked the red one into a natural.
5 plus 8, 13.
13. Okay. You hear a slow.
All right.
Impressive. You just all hear this in your minds. Very
Most impressive.
impressive. And you see this guy reappear, and the doors to the west kind of just open, and standing in front of them as if behind from the other side, you see this guy holding a small stone. It almost looks like it's designed to look like an eyeball in his hand. And he's just sort of watching you, clutching this thing.
Is he holding it like at us?
No, like he's sort of, it's more like he's just his fidget thing. And he's kind of just clutching it and he's looking around at the room. And you see him kind of like reaching out, closing his eyes for a moment, and the dwarf immediately drops his weapon. Says, "Don't touch him. He won't touch you. Isn't that right?" And he kind of gestures in the general direction as if he knows exactly where the dwarf is. He says,
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
you may take your useless man there and leave. I already know that the other red-haired one knows nothing of the vault either.
Could have told you that.
I'll let Xanathar know that you've proven interesting, and we will call upon you all again in the future. And you see, those of you near the center of the room here, you see him leave into the room to the west, which is a very large room. And in the center of that room, you can kind of make out this stone pillar with a small symbol in a perfect circle with 10 equidistant spokes coming out of it. And you see him walk and take this stone, and he places it down into the thing. And you hear just a and you see him walk through something to the south, and then disappears. And like this sort of strange dark feeling, it just leaves with him, and the sounds of this portal that he's opened. And he leaves you all here in the sewers in this hideout. You're out of initiative.
Alright.
Can we go back to the portal, get a drink?
Booze!
Let's loot this mage corpse.
Can I run immediately over to Harvey and stabilize him?
Yes.
Why isn't the rogues that are supposed to be the distance fighters keep getting fucked?
Does the brain
Well,
taste?
that's one of the first in initiative. I wanted to take care of the mage first.
That was a good
Does the
move.
brain look tasty?
I mean, it's
I mean,
made-
that's-
I will grab it by its leg and take it with me.
Okay.
No.
I have heard they make very good burritos.
Well,
Brainitos.
absolutely.
Seriously, I guess there was a place in.
Can I
Chico
check
that-
I am
the
getting
orc
gross.
mage's body for anything?
Yeah. So let's say this. So the gray-skinned dwarf, the name of Zemk, he was called. Just put that on here. Returns to his normal size. Says,
Hey, he's half the man he used to be.
that was fun, and I'm not that ugly. And he's looking down the hallway, and he's sort of shouting at Felix.
You keep telling yourself that.
He says, touch me, and the Xanathar Guild's blessing shall be removed. I've got some shit to clean up.
Literally. And figuratively.
He seems to not care about... He kind of looks towards the room with the orc, and he says, consider it his penance. Do with his possessions what you will, and take the useless red-haired ones out of here. Lay another finger on me now that the game's over. And the truce is over with it. And you see him, he just walks past, as Julian, as you're approaching, he walks past Raynor and Harvey's body and kind of spits on Harvey and Raynor.
Ooh.
Both. He spits on Raynor's face, who's like just...
Deflects.
And he walks past, heading back towards where the goblin sort of outpost was. Raynor, are you trying to stop him?
Nah, I'll just go up to Harvey and like pat him on the cheek, trying to get him to wake up.
I'm hungry.
I quietly
We should have asked them
curses
if there was an exit
Under
to
my
the
breath.
street from here.
Take a moment before you start poking around.
Oh yeah, well he's right there. We can just, you know,
I was gonna
like,
grow.
Yeah,
you can-
just don't touch him.
so tempted to just go up.
Julian pushed it past.
If only I took Mage Hand. I so wish I took Mage Hand.
Julian, while running past them, pushes him to the side. You touched me! That was close, guys.
That was actually pretty close. A couple of you guys went down.
Wonder what the orc mage's like spell slots look like.
I don't know.
Nobody died, guys.
With how you took him out with like not that much, so he must have
Yeah.
been level 1. So he probably had 2 slots of shitty spells.
Well, it's not like they're actually orcs are probably higher constitution than some other races.
Yeah.
That was a familiar he had, or you think he's a wizard, or
Hmm?
you think he's a wizard or a
I don't know if it's mage. I'm not
sorcerer?
sure. Mage is probably a wizard. Bard.
So three of us almost died right there.
I wouldn't put any more bottles in there. I put on the counter. But yeah, it's
Oh yeah, no one grab some ice cream if you want some.
Oh no, I'm good. Thanks though.
Thought we were gonna lose Nick there.
yeah.
And RG and me.
It is over double, right? I wasn't sure, like, because that was like right there on the.
Whatever. He's alive. Barely.
That was something to explain.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't know, Harvey was fine. He kept rolling good death saves, but Nick took exactly negative his health amount of damage. which
Yeah.
is-
I don't know. I'm not even gonna look it up because level 1, I'm not gonna be that cruel.
Yeah, it can be all picky at level 1.
That was
level
like-
1's a bitch.
And I don't think he even rolled for Sand, and technically the average would have been instant death for her.
Yeah.
She got nat 20.
Level 1's
They're squishy.
get some.
Are we all exactly 10 hit points?
Like assuming
Most of you are. Brotimus has 13
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
because he's Brotimus.
Brotimus don't fuck around.
But everyone else has 10.
For your fighter, right?
Felix, you have 8.
except everyone can run faster.
Well, I have
than
10. No, I have 10.
Well, yeah. He skips leg day.
you.
I should have 10.
I intentionally did that to myself.
My thing might be wrong.
Yeah,
It's not about the stats.
it's all just torso and arms, and then like
That's what he is.
pipe cleaner
You
legs.
got 8, man.
He's
Bard, a bard, you're bard, right?
Prison
Yeah.
buff.
Bard's D8 plus con. Your con is 0, right? Or con's 10.
No, my con's 14.
Is it?
Yeah.
What? Did I put the wrong stats in? What is your strength?
11,
Dex?
12,
Con 14?
14,
Intelligence?
14,
Wisdom?
12,
Charisma?
17.
Okay, I fucked up your con.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be 10.
All right.
Fixed it.
Yay. Oh, that would have been interesting if I got hit.
Yes, it would have.
I have. No one's even attacked me.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm not hiding any rolls, so I mean, you would have seen what damage you took.
Yeah.
Son,
I mean, I'm going around taunting everything that moves, but no one.
no one's liking your vicious mockery.
I know.
Apparently, you only work well in taverns. Fuck, did I put my hoodie?
Oh yeah, and just FYI, the Toll the Dead has a different DC because it's from the feet. So that's based on my intelligence, just to make things even more interesting because of me. So that one's a DC 12,
Why
whereas
is it your intelligence, not your charisma?
because it's a wizard spell.
Shouldn't it still be your spellcasting modifier?
It's a wizard spell casting modifier for that. So it's the magic initiate.
It's intelligent, so it's based on your intelligence?
Yeah, so that one I think is DC 12, and the rest of them are DC 13. But it's only that one for the entire life of the character, so we only have to remember for that one. I'm not going to have to mix and match
And that's not going to improve unless you improve your intelligence.
until I decide to multi-class as a cleric.
At this rate, you should do that at level 2.
Shit, I don't
Things will get better as we level up. I get more healing
Is that my
abilities.
hoodie?
Oh, cold. Mine's buried under the fuck.
What was the name of the other guy we killed? We don't know the orc mage's name. What's the other guy?
Krantz?
Krantz?
Friends.
Poor Krantz. He's had a rough day.
Why did we kill him? We didn't even have to.
He got too close to my axe.
He was part of the game.
He was pulling out his weapons.
He seemed enthralled.
We worked so hard to save him earlier, too. It's kind of sad. Oh well.
I didn't.
Hey, you were trying to
I
kill
was
him.
trying to kill him then too.
They were trying to kill him. They just weren't trying too hard to let him not die. And I actually did nail him good with a vicious mockery before too. He just didn't know it was me.
I once had a D&D group where the bard would just constantly call people a bitch. Like that was his thing. He would just vicious mockery was just like
It was Jesse Pink on
what's
the
up,
board.
you bitch? Like it was just every until they would start crying.
Played by Aaron Paul.
Oh, great.
Your normal DC is a 13, right?
Yeah.
So what would that make the DC for your Toll the Dead?
12.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a note for it on my sheet here, so
I got
you
it.
can just like.
I just did a manual modifier. If your
Okay.
intelligence ever changes, let me know.
I seriously doubt I'm ever going to stat up.
Why are you so focused?
Okay, so Zemk, the Dwerger, the Grey Dwarf, is apparently leaving, basically calling this hideout a
Well,
bust.
we want to ask him what
Yes.
the quickest exit is.
Right.
Also loot the corpses.
You know, so we can get out of his rather nappy white hair.
I'm taking the brain thing with me.
He basically tells you to go back the way you came from.
You're taking
Through
the
the
dead
sewers.
brain with you?
Yeah, I'm gonna make burritos.
Make it like a
Well,
backpack.
there was that ladder we went by before. We can just
Good.
follow
Yeah,
that.
Good
yeah, not too
routine.
far from here. There was a ladder that went up.
Yeah.
We were about to go there, but then we saw a thing pointing in a different
Use some
direction.
rope to tie the legs together and wear his backpack.
You guys are checking
Thank
Grumshar's body.
Yeah.
What's his name?
What do you got?
Can I poke around behind those curtains and see if there's anything fun there? That
Yeah. Sure. I mean, basically, both the Mind Flayer and the Dwerger, the Grey Dwarf, are calling this like this feels like it was like a not I don't want to say like a terrorist cell, but like whatever you call like a temporary hideout, and you all walking into their secret hideout casually.
I mean, they left friggin' markers everywhere.
Yeah. Yes, these should. Basically, they're calling this place like a bust for now. So it feels like to you
They pulled
that
out.
they're pulling out for now.
Should we go on tie the goblin out? Fucking.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure the Grey Dwarf is taking care of that.
That's true.
So you
Should we tell him that he's tied up? Yeah.
you poke around
They got stuff.
in the two sort of adjoining rooms here and find that they're just sleeping quarters. It looks like this is where they were probably holding Floon, who I assume is now being sort of woken back up.
Sure.
Again to the west, which is the doors were left partially open, is where you saw the Mind Flayer leave towards. You saw him just walk to the south, which just looks like a not so secret door, just like a darkened almost archway in the stone that he went through somehow.
Oh, I don't have Song of Rest until level 2.
On the
Oh, and anything on the throne too, maybe. Just see if
sure.
we have any.
You're peeking around the throne.
Yeah.
Go.
While you kind of peek through the curtains, you notice a small chest behind the throne. The rest of you are looking through the orc's body, and on him you find a spell book, which looks like it has some value. You see numerous spells inscribed inside of it, as well as almost 100 other blank, very fancy pages that have yet to be filled in. Anybody in particular holding on to that?
I'll take it.
I have no interest in
Grumshar's
that.
spell book.
Rhodas is bored and doing push-ups while waiting.
This dwarf wizard comes by and she buys all the.
Felix, you spot a chest behind the throne. Inside of it, you see loose stacks of gold coins and 2 healing potions.
Ah, sweet.
Good to know. So we don't.
Those look handy.
Here.
I'll pocket the gold and tell everyone about the healing potions.
Yeah, I'll just put them on your inventory for now.
Yeah.
Look what I found, guys.
It's gonna be like that, eh?
Hey, how do you like?
We don't know that.
It's true.
So, you don't know how it is.
So we can find out with a simple insight check.
That's true.
Felix, what did you find up there?
Healing potions.
I roll insight.
Why would you know to roll insight?
You don't
Or you
trust
just
him?
Give
Yeah,
him
I don't
a-
trust Felix.
Just get a goofy look on his face.
Yes. Yes, he does.
Well, how much was it? Was it like 2 or 3 gold, or is it
Clock did just under 30 gold.
30 gold? Oh, yeah, I'll split that.
It's 27 gold.
27 gold. How many are we?
1, 2, 3,
I am broke.
4.
What do I have? Nothing.
I can do the auto
5.
split thing if that's what you're doing.
Sure.
We just take that back.
I'll just keep the remainder.
It's like
Since I
5
found it.
ways.
6.
Oh my god.
You had 15 gold before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dang!
I have 3 gold pieces.
27 gold, split across the entire party. There you go.
I have 7. I more than doubled my
And
money.
then there's 3 left over in the party inventory, which I'm happy to just use as like a
Felix,
generic spot.
You're a hell of a guy. I'm so poor. I really need a go.
Broke ass.
Okay. So
that was 6 extra, so I'm at 21.
you got 4 more gold pieces.
Oh, 4 more.
4.
19.
So yeah, again, you know, the curtains to the east just bench empty rooms. Room to the west where this strange stone statue was appears to also have some steps and some other doors. Or you can go back the way you came and get the fuck out of here.
Do you want to poke around this place? I mean, I did find 27 gold. Maybe get some other loose change, and we'll just get the fuck out of
Worth
here.
exploring.
I could use some money. I'll search whatever.
We should take a short rest first and try and recover a bit, though.
We're gonna sleep in this place?
I don't want
Yeah,
to
just take a
I mean, there are like beds just
A
by
short
the
rest could
skirtins.
just be like.
I mean,
Maybe there's more murder
I'm
guys.
fine.
We're kind of at we've got a tentative peace right here right now.
Okay.
They didn't tell us to like get out right away, did they?
I mean, we should probably. Yeah, I mean, Floon. We
Yeah.
gotta sit here long enough for Floon to get his shit together before.
Yeah, how's,
Yeah.
You probably need 30-40 minutes anyway.
Yeah, we
That'd
don't
be the
really
shortest.
want to.
how's he doing?
How about the people that need to heal?
It's not illogical.
And the people. You know,
Out of all the times to take a
Yeah.
short rest or a long rest, this is probably the most
Yeah.
logical one you've ever proposed.
Oh,
so
right.
you guys
I
keep
guess
an
I
eye
don't
on
know if that's
Floon.
saying a lot. But
Rodimus, Fora, and I'll go. You know, we can go just kind
yeah.
of
I
walk
don't,
around.
think I don't think I got hit, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You,
I feel
Fora
great.
and I
Exactly.
can go just kind of taste the
All
joint.
this sweat is from fucking working out.
Yeah, I'll search around.
So yeah, the
I will burn my hit die.
Yeah, maybe get new ones.
Fuck.
What do I need to do an exchange?
plus you con.
Yeah, so that's
Just give me the raw roll.
2.
Need to get into this raw roll fight. So you got 4 back.
Yeah.
You only want raw rolls?
Yeah, it just helps me automate and manage everything. It's
Oh.
pretty great.
I'm back up to 5 HP.
And then you'll see the total on there.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Nicholas Half-Elven recovered 2 + 2 for a total of 4 health.
So yeah, Rodimus, Fora, and I are just gonna kind of case the rest of the joint.
Yeah.
I feel Harvey wants to do the same.
I could use some more gold.
Yeah, Harvey wants to
Rodimus,
Yeah.
Vornak, and Felix. Yep, that makes sense. Rainer, when they come back, is like,
I'm gonna start making out with Floon.
Floon,
You need mouth to mouth. I think that only
It's
works.
weird. They look the same. It's like watching twins make
Is
out.
he a
It's kinda-
lot
I think it only works
Alright,
when you
it's
do it
getting
to
weird.
his mouth.
Is he in a lot of pain? Bloom, how's he doing?
yeah. They kept asking about 500,000 golden dragons that my father has. I don't even know my father.
Oh, Floon.
I just grab his shirt. Where are the dragons, Floon? Tell us.
500,000 gold dragons?
That's 500,000 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Oh.
I-
Dragons
I-
are money?
Yeah, in Waterdeep they refer to dragons as gold.
Even
I go to Floon and be like, "You've got the paperwork, right?"
And he points back into the room, and underneath like some of the blankets, you see like his sort of man purse satchel just
Right.
thrown, carelessly across the room.
We're gonna get that at least
We almost
signed.
died
And-
saving you.
I have it in my satchel. We just need everyone to sign.
Does this place have a hot tub?
One tack on
all
another month's
this?
rent for this shit.
I'm gonna need
What?
better get a good deal.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about we just saved your damn life.
Bitch.
Rent.
He doesn't know about the deal.
You wouldn't know about the deal. Raynor's like, I'm so sorry. My bastard father. He's got to be to blame for this. I didn't even know what they were talking about. He seems sincere.
But you don't know who your father is?
He knows who his father is.
Floon doesn't
Oh, you
know
just-
Floon doesn't know.
But like
They
he,
don't look the same.
Rayner,
Oh my
Rayner, again, like, and you barely know this, but you probably know, is the son of Dagult Neverembered, who was like the open lord of Waterdeep, and his
Now he's
father
across
is
the
believed
door.
to have embezzled a bunch of gold or something. People think he's got all this money before he was being ousted.
Interesting.
I'm so sorry. This is my fault. I'll make it up to you. I'll make it up to all of you. Thank you so much for saving us and saving Floon. This is Rayner,
Yeah.
No problem.
Daddy Rich Pants, talking to you all.
Yeah.
Accept all kinds of payments.
Yes.
So Harvey's been stabilized, but is still
Slowly
unconscious. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
No one's
fucking-
healed him.
He's gonna take a hit die probably.
Oh yeah. So in a short rest, he could do his thing. So he'll roll his hit die, and you don't have Song of Rest yet, do you?
Nah, level 2.
Let's just say Rainier
Get 7.
mouth too.
Respectable. So these guys, let's just say they're all in the room where his bags were. He almost considered it like a second home at this point. Is anyone else using a hit die to get like a free heal? Essentially, it's like a rechargeable health potion.
That means you, Julian.
Looking at you, Julian.
Yeah, should probably.
Okay. Might as well.
So that's on your main tab, right next to the death save. You see the HD. There's like a dice thing there. You can double click that dice,
Yes.
and that will use your hit die. Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Full health.
And so who's it was Felix, Vorak, and Brotimus taking a bit of a field trip.
I want to look around, see if there's any more gold we have.
I'll see if I can find a way to
Which
grab
one
my
of you guys-
future burrito.
Which one of you guys is better at looking around for stuff?
What are you guys looking at?
Perception or investigation.
Investigation. My plus
The rest of us can take a short rest or a long rest.
Yeah, you guys are taking a short rest while they. So this is happening in parallel.
I have perception plus 3.
You guys are sticking together.
Would it be
What?
investigation or perception to look around?
Perception is just like what you see looking around. Investigation is trying to like deduce things.
So if we're specifically trying to look for loot, it would be more investigation.
Yeah. Let me give
Alright.
you the
Grab a
boilerplate
gold star.
because it's
by it.
always good to remember.
Yeah, my investigation is plus 0.
Okay.
Huh?
So yeah, I'll give my last bardic inspiration to.
Well, it's always good to remember the differences. So I'm gonna throw that out there for a moment here. So perception is just measuring your general awareness of the surroundings and the keenness of your senses. So like listening through a door to hear a conversation, eavesdropping under a window, listening for something in the distant forest, or just trying to spot things that are obscure or easy to miss.
Yeah.
Now, investigation is when you're looking around at clues and trying to actually make deductions based on those things that you perceived, potentially. So you might deduce the location of a hidden object, discern the appearance of a wound and what kind of weapon dealt it to the body,
Alright.
determining the weakest point in a tome that could cause it to collapse. Or looking through some ancient scrolls and trying to find some hidden, so it's basically you're trying to Sherlock Holmes that shit a little bit.
D&D CSI.
Yeah.
Alright.
There's
This
a-
might surprise you guys, but Brotimus push-ups is mostly physical.
But you seem so well spoken.
But anyway, so if we're looking around, I'm giving Bora
Alright, I'll sneak around.
inspiration.
I'm gonna check out.
And then so Brotimus is just like walking around like,
Yeah, it's being
I got you. You guys point the things out. Which way are you going?
Well,
Oh, we won't actually do. Oh, okay. I was thinking we would just.
mill around.
have I been in
rack
that
and speed it
room?
if we want.
Yeah, totally. But I just need to know you're
Have I
going,
been
you're
in
going
there?
back that way. No, you guys have not been in here.
I'll check that room.
All the rooms.
All the rooms.
Yeah, do a perimeter check.
So you come back to this room where the mind flayer went through and left. You clock again like a
So many doors.
blackened door-like frame that is just stone to the south.
Why would you build this in the sewers? There's no point to this whatsoever.
Where's Titus when we need him? There's so many doors.
In the middle of this otherwise empty room is that same stone pillar again, carved with a small symbol, similar to the ones that you saw with the chalk, or at least the chalk ones were crude versions of this. And 10 equidistant spokes radiating outward from its circumference. In the middle is a smaller circular indentation that bears a passing resemblance to a lidless eye.
Do I have any idea
Investigation
what this is?
I'll investigate that pillar and
You can make
such.
like an Arcana check.
I'll make, yeah, I am good at Arcana at least. So.
I'm good at that
13
too.
plus things.
It's Arcana.
Arcana is like
Magic knowledge.
Trying to do. I mean, clearly it's also magic. You could do either in this case.
I got it both.
Ooh, can I also follow?
No, you
I
were
rolled a
taking a short
natural
rest and
20.
healing.
I am the best investigator there ever was.
You clearly
Look
add
at
in things
this.
like magical. You
The
can
Veratus
tell
investigation
that
agency.
Oh, that's right.
you immediately deduce that the stone that the mind flayer was holding was like a portal key, and the eye-like thing goes into the eye-like socket in the middle of this thing to unlock a portal that you would guess probably goes to the main and proper Xanathar lair, whereas this was just
This is
some
how we're gonna
small
get to the
outpost.
Xanathar lair. Do-do-do.
Let's not go there right now.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually. It might come up.
And then yeah, you can just sense lingering traces of magic around the thing, and also in like the blackened stone archway to the south.
Once again, I have the Arcana check.
What's my Arcana?
Yeah, it's a not so secret door over there. And then the stairs up look like they go to two other doors.
Other doors.
And there's a door to the north and the west.
Sans is 10.
Alright.
The stealth of the group.
Listen up at the door to the. Well, there's two doors right there. To the. Is that the north? I don't know what direction.
Yeah,
it is.
door there, door there, door there, door there.
I'll go up to the double doors and
Okay.
take a listen.
Basically, you don't hear much, and it becomes pretty clear after you all, take 15 minutes or so,
Yeah.
and kind of fleece the place.
Okay.
That you see, this is where another, there's like a little bench there, probably another guard or two was looking. These are arrow slits. Look into like the little murder rooms in the sewer, and then more just small sleeping or prisoner quarters.
Okay.
Why don't the three of you who were just walking about make perception checks?
You have inspiration.
Can we just live here? I mean, this place is nice.
You are in a
Couldn't.
smelly dank sewer.
Oh, it stinks.
You could try.
Maybe
Raw
we could air it
13.
out.
Raw 13. Okay.
I think I have a perception though.
11
Add a
plus,
D6.
plus 6?
Well, add a D6.
Oh, I don't know. 5.
Okay.
I just rolled a 6, and I'm gonna go take a beat. So nice. Nice, baby. I just want to try this little.
So you rolled 11 plus a 5
Yeah.
plus your bonus.
Not supposed to say it.
Yeah. For stuff like this, you can.
Oh,
It's
now
plus
I
2.
can?
For general bullshit, you can.
I don't know the difference.
Or flavor shit.
You spot under one of the large flagstones a loose tile that you can lift up, which apparently goes down to a very small pathway.
That's what it smells like.
I probably don't fit.
It's a secret corridor. You feel like you could squeeze your way through.
Slither in.
Yeah.
Hufflepuff.
Hey guys, look at this. This is going somewhere. Yeah. You guys are all really small, are you? Someone wanna...
Smaller than you, I think.
No, you three.
No, for
Felix,
sure.
Felix would probably be the smallest.
Brim is definitely not.
Oh, you're with us. Okay, yeah.
She's three.
Just your legs. Put them in.
Yeah. Got that prison body.
Felix, why don't you have a look down there? Together back. Felix is done taking notes.
Okay.
What's that? It's cat.
What?
So cute.
Before they become murderers.
It's like both of what she's made of.
Yeah.
Like, murder. Looks a
Well,
little-
cats are the only creatures that would eat your body if
She
you
looks
died.
a little concerned.
Yeah.
Like, give me a break. Yeah, definitely. Wow, alright.
How's your
That's why
head?
you can't have more than 10.
How's your head?
Much better actually. Like all of this is basically like healed up.
Wow.
Stitches
Whoa.
still in, or they gotta get removed?
Yeah. What's that?
You said you
I
had
took
to-
them out myself
Oh my god.
Why? Why would you do that?
because it was easy. Wasn't that hard?
You weren't supposed to go in and do
Oh
it?
my god.
No, they said that you could just if you just got like a staple remover, you could just do it yourself.
What?
And so I did that while what was I watching? Umbrella Academy.
Oh, was that good? I heard
Yeah,
that
it's
was
pretty good. Yeah, I was basically just watching Umbrella Academy and just took out my staples.
Just there, just.
Oh my god.
Well, I was going like this,
All
like,
right.
feel where they were, and then pulling up.
Uh,
Weapons.
Felix,
Find anything?
yeah,
Oh yeah, I found a hole.
the Dragonborn found some loose flagstones that a medium creature or smaller could squeeze through. It looks like a small tunnel that goes underneath into the west.
Okay.
So Felix, how do you feel about going down the hole?
Okay, good.
Yeah, don't push that.
Huh? No. It's the ice cube.
I know. Just don't try to push it down.
No.
Felix, you're going in the hole.
Sure.
In the hole.
Okay.
Felix in the hole.
It's in the hole.
I have a lantern. Do you need a lantern? It never goes out.
Oh, probably, yeah. If I can't see in the dark.
You can borrow my
quite dark.
lantern and it never goes out.
It's
Burns forever.
narrow
What's that?
passage
Get in there.
that you squeeze through appears to open up into a cellar of sorts that does not feel connected to the place that you just came from.
Oh, cool.
It appears to be like the cellar of like probably a proper shop up above or something like that.
We're gonna loot his shop.
What do you got?
Is this like a crawl space that only I could fit through or something? Or
Really
is it
small.
No, everyone could probably do it, but it just wouldn't be easy going. It's quite narrow.
You were the smallest of the
easier
three.
for the narrow ass bars?
Yeah. That was the general presumption between Brotimus and the large dragon
Yeah.
person.
All right. Yeah, I'll go check shit out right now.
Okay.
Don't die.
Hi, after everything
No,
happened.
way more luck than I thought.
Yeah, me too.
Someone's going hard.
Yeah.
Yep, this is fun. I'll
You're
take
gonna
a
have
big
fun.
swig and go searching random places.
You can have a fun walk home.
Early St. Patrick's Day.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so look at this. I'm just holding it. Alright.
Sorry, I'm just getting my bearings here. Okay. So you feel like you heard something scampering up the stairs, but you don't see anything. And then eventually you just see that it is in fact just like a storage room. And
Any interesting wares?
let's see.
Only the underkind.
It has been a while. I could use it.
We did travel through the sewer.
Most of
That's
it
true.
appears to be just like basic supplies.
For real?
Must be Jack. Yeah, just basic supplies, like barrels of wine, food,
Ooh.
like
Like
linens,
huge barrel of wine or like carryable back?
like wouldn't fit through the crack that you
Oh,
just came
shit.
through.
Do I have anything I could put?
And then large stairs that seem to go upward towards the surface.
Wait, tavern.
I'm just gonna check my stats and see if
I mean, the other things here, yeah, like you think more like an inn than anything because there's like shelves with like linens and stuff like that for bedding. Besides just food and drink and dry storage.
I'll grab a little bit of food and a free blanket.
Okay.
Nice.
And let me check. I just want to check. Let's see. I'll fill my loot up with wine.
Him?
Okay.
You're filling your what up with
Your
food?
loot? Alright, whatever gets it done.
Inspiration.
All right. Perfect.
That's what you said to yourself as you're doing it.
So you kind of cased the joint a little bit. Had a weird feeling that someone was here and maybe scampered away unseen. Get a little wine. Take a blanket or a sheet
Sure.
and head back.
Yeah.
Okay.
With some food.
I mean, there's nothing like that's. Do I need to roll an investigation or anything? No.
All right. By the time you all make your way back out,
Who wants wine?
the others
Yes,
appear
please.
to be finished resting and sort of mending their wounds.
We can all have some loot wine on the way back out.
Yep.
Brotimus, your brain thing is still slung over your shoulder.
Yep.
Cool.
I'm gonna try and wrap it as best I can.
Okay.
I'm gonna add cozy blanket to my inventory.
Perfect. And then from here, you all
Back to the portal.
head back to the yawning
Is
portal.
that guy feeling alright?
Yeah, let's get that out of here.
Good to go?
Before we go, could I do a quick check at the top right corner area?
There's nothing there.
Yeah, you can go make an investigation or perception check. Your call.
I noticed nothing.
All right. So you all head back. There's very low, trying to keep it to themselves, kind of grumbles and moans about going through the dank sewer from the two redheads in the group. But they are notably trying to not complain. Very happy to be alive.
Cheer up and we'll give them some loot wine.
Yeah.
For 10 gold, Brotimus here will carry both of you.
I'll
And
do it.
then at the
How heavy are they?
they're not that heavy. I mean, you know.
For 10 gold?
Oh.
I guess.
Go for it.
I guess
Broadus is charging 10 gold for piggyback rides.
get paid. I don't even
Well, since you can only carry one of us, Raynor gives you 10 gold and asks you to carry food.
Oh, isn't that nice?
He hikes up his fancy pants and says I promised to buy you all a nice outfit to replace these clothes which have clearly been ruined for all of us.
Oh, very fun.
Carry on like this.
Yep, that's how I do.
Might have to ring her up if he ever bumps Floon.
Okay. And you all, after some time, make your way back to the yawning portal. It is quite late in the evening, or almost morning at this point, I imagine.
Yeah, let's get ourselves a place to live and then go sleep there.
Sounds like a decent plan.
We have to wait till like 9 a.m.
Yeah, you get back and
We still have rooms at the Yawning Portal, right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You get back and Arena and Floon say, why don't we reconvene tomorrow around noon here after we all have had some rest, and then we can sign the paperwork and go see the
We
place.
kind of need the paperwork in order to get a place to rest.
No, we have
So you have
rooms.
rooms at the
Oh, we
yawning
have-
portal.
okay, great.
Yeah.
You guys should stay here in case someone tries to kidnap you again, though.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with Or I mean.
I mean, they're all super exhausted. And,
All right.
like, Raynor was like, yeah, we're getting over it. We'll all stay here tonight.
We all have rooms. Great.
All right.
So is the next day, if I go to sleep, then I can use my acid fire again?
Yes, correct.
I like using that.
I get spell slots.
I recover a hit die.
Anything else that I... Oh yeah, I got all my
Oh,
Bardic
that's the
Inspiration
place with
back.
that hole in the ground.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, forgot about that.
And I got all my Bardic Inspiration back.
Just makes me think of, did I already say this? Army of Darkness.
Oh.
I fall down into this swampy
A hand comes flying out.
hole. Yeah.
I'll swallow your soul.
All right. So, give me a couple minutes here. But you all make your way back. You get in your rooms. Make yourself comfortable. Have a decent night's sleep. Maybe you sleep in. I don't know. Why don't you tell me? The Yawning Portal's stacked and open 24 hours, but Durnan is not there when you get there in the middle of the night.
Harvey's probably gonna take the day off. He got pretty fucked up.
Yeah. How long is that, like a long rest? Is
8 hours.
Like six to 8 hours.
that
yeah.
does
At
the
least.
whole time have to be like sleeping, or is like
No, I think a large portion of it does.
yeah. So if I did like slept for like 6 hours and then woke up and had breakfast and just kind of took it leisurely, that
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
all right.
The rule is non-strenuous activity.
Yeah, definitely gonna have breakfast.
Okay.
Well, I do my nightly ritual of polishing my scales and trimming my claws, looking into my lantern that never goes out and proclaim that evil will never be set free.
That's right.
And then I can go
break
to
down
sleep.
my brain.
Then I can go to sleep. That's my thing.
Okay. What's
If we're doing anything else, I'll just be setting up shop somewhere in the portal and busting for gold, see if I can get any extra tips.
okay? Make a performance check.
Alright.
See how the
Not good. It's been a long
performance.
night.
the either the 4 a.m. or the breakfast crowd, neither are.
It's a 5, so 5. So that's a 10 total. It's not my best work, but
You get all told between again. I'm only going to be tracking gold pieces, but we'll do fractions, I suppose. All told, from the tips, you get about 1 gold piece.
yeah, I'm at even 20.
There you go.
That's
OCD satisfied.
I'm gonna break down my brain thing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
brain
You gonna go for like a slow roast, kind
brain
of,
eater?
soft, kind of.
No way, man. You gotta grill it up. You can't make burritos from a slow roast. I'm trying to get into burritos.
I'm gonna do like pulled brain.
No way.
No goodness.
I mean, I will
You
say.
do like very large brain legs, like almost like.
Oh yeah, the legs.
That's a
legs.
great idea.
Like, yeah.
Some buffalo sauce. in
Oh
there?
man, I'm grilling those up
I
tonight.
could go in on some of those. That sounds pretty nice.
Yep. Alright, well, I'll make you guys some like.
As a physician, I would not recommend eating that thing.
Do you want
What
some
are you talking
legs?
about? Brain's a great protein.
I can burn it. Can I burn it with my
No.
dragon fire?
Actually, in a
Wait,
realistic sense, like that's
do I have fire
You
that's
have
not
acid.
acid? It's only acid.
You chose acid.
from
Okay.
from an evolutionary
That's
standpoint.
not
I
as
think
good.
I read somewhere that like eating brain is one of the reasons that humans were able to evolve as well, because we developed the ability to actually crack open skulls that no other animals, so we were able to get to the brain tissue we needed.
It's
Where other
But
animals
I'm
could
going
only.
to eat a giant brain.
That's
My
a real
intelligence
fact?
is still
Yeah.
at 9.
So apparently, if we actually try it, it's supposed to taste good to us. I've heard people say like, oh, they've actually tried brain and it's actually really good. It's mostly fat.
Human?
Well, not human brain, but I've heard cow brain burritos are actually really delicious.
You gotta be careful with that right now. That's how.
Oh yeah, it's anthrax and shit, but I've just heard.
Alright.
I haven't
And
been
I've been taking a long rest.
Okay.
And
I've
Prayers?
heard someone
like
have
Harvey and Nicholas.
What are your
No,
prayers?
no,
What are
no.
your prayers like? You have to pray each day to get new spells and prepare the ones that you want.
Ah,
It's like
welcome to
MC
Casper.
say a little prayer for you.
I was thinking MC Hammer.
Forever. Can't touch this thing.
No, not that one.
It's a medley.
The prayer
So,
song.
uh,
Every day.
Mechanically,
All All I know is two legit
Every
women.
day I pray. I
Yeah.
pray.
That's a different song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a.
Oh
The whole
my
song.
God, I pray.
Every
Every day I pray. I don't remember how it goes.
Something like that.
Julian, on your character sheet, mechanically speaking, your two spells, Cure Wounds and Bless, which are noted with life domain in parentheses, you do not need to check off. You always have those. But for other spells, you can change each day
What's the butt for?
with a prayer to your god. And regardless of if you change them or not, your daily ritual, your long rest, requires at least 30 to 60 minutes of prayer ritual, whatever it is that you undertake. To be gifted these things from your god Lathandir. So I don't know if you want to give us a little bit of a teaser of what that's like or what you do.
Welcome to preparation casting.
On the best.
Prayers is such a big thing. It would be in
Okay.
the room.
Okay.
Birds are great.
So after I've rested, I would have done my morning prayers with
Okay.
my books, maybe or something, and then have seen Nicholas Harvey attend to the room.
Yeah, with the long rest back in effect, you're able to oversee their recovery, but you don't need to expend anything to do so.
No, but like just in the story.
Yeah.
You be doing doctor stuff.
Viva.
Checking on the people.
Perfect. Okay. Well, after all of your individual rests and rituals are complete, it's just around lunchtime when
With Sabrina
you
goes.
see a very joyous, cheek-to-cheek smiling Volo sitting at a large, long table with both Floon and Rainier. There are pitchers and flagons and meats, and clearly Volo, or probably Rainier, has got all this in preparation for the celebration / meeting.
If Yagra's around, I'm going to do a little more needling, flirting with her, just because I have no sense of self-preservation.
You do not see her at this time, lunchtime, unfortunately.
Night situation.
Yeah.
Just gotta poke that bear.
You're all just slowly kind of coming here, showing up for the meeting time. I imagine Rodimus is a little bit late.
It's always late. This is always late.
That's because his legs only carry him.
It's 'cause he's got a movement of 25.
He has this kind of like that.
You gotta walk on your arms.
He's got the.
But he'll bring beer for everyone.
He's got the Mr. Universe Squabble.
And you can just see Volo like open arms, like, "Welcome! Let's celebrate!" And he's kind of just beckoning you all over. Take your seats, yada yada.
Durnan, drinks on Volo.
Durin comes, pours a pitcher on him.
Raynar's,
A little bit.
drinks on me, friends. I cannot thank you enough. Let's get all our friends.
You
up
could do
here.
more.
Oh, sweet. Then I will get 2 pints.
Whatever you want.
Breakfast pints. Way to start our day.
Yeah, we got Rainer. Get a little Volo in here. Oh yeah. That's Volo there. And obviously we need
Where
food.
do you get those wonderful pants?
Yeah.
They're stylish.
All three gentlemen are sitting around, and Raynar is apparently buying and paying for everything. And it's at this time, after you've all had a bit to eat and drink, Volo says, "Now, dear Floon, you've still got the paperwork, right?" And Floon kind of looks nervously at all of them. He says, "Fortunately, it was not lost or damaged during this predicament." And he pulls forth a scroll tube case and puts it on the table. And then basically he says, "Now, you'll know that in the contract here," and Raynar kind of like stops him. Says, "Hold on. You can keep all of your literature and all of your, legal whatever have yous. And he's like, clearly just talking out of his ass. He says, but I have slept on it, and I have a proposal.
You can marry Felix.
What?
Why buy the cow? Wait. Why rent the cow
When you can get the sex for free.
when you can have the rich friend that you saved their life buy it for you?
Yeah.
And he kind of like looks at Volo and says, Floon told me that you had some clause in the lease agreement about loitering rights. And I imagine that would extend to there it is, something or other. And basically they're going on about how this very large property, which used to be a very fine establishment in an old historic district of Waterdeep, on Troll Skull Alley.
The nicest.
Basically, more or less, cutting through all the bullshit. Volo and friends have visitation rights because Volo intentionally put all of his proceedings in initial promotional gold from his publisher, who's now pulled out on his new book, Spectres and Ghouls, because they believe the place might have been haunted at one time or another. But still a fine property. And Volo and his right-hand man, Floon here, and apparently other close friend, Rainier, might need to visit from time to time to conduct research or study. Obviously not interfering in any of your to-dos or businesses.
Sounds
Standard 24-hour notice beforehand.
Maybe 1 hour. But nothing that would intrude upon your personal activities.
No
So
shenanigans.
as long as you have no issues with that,
As long as you don't mind me walking around the house naked.
not at all. Raynor,
I mind.
Raynor strikes out something in the paperwork indicating this is a rental lease, and is basically rewriting it into a deed of ownership.
Yay! We're homeowners.
Woo! Let's drink.
And at this point, the Rainer's like, what do we need to do to make this right? And Floon's like, what? It was a rental agreement, but we could certainly go back to the Magister, Kailin, and have it become a deed of ownership. And Rainer's like,
Sounds good.
let it be done. Who would you all be signing? Or would there be one chief name on the document?
I don't think I should be trusted with a pen.
I'll say it.
I mean, I guess as long as you read it.
We all sign it.
Are we all supposed to sign
You could have multiple names on the document.
it? What are the pros and cons? I mean, are we responsible for something?
Well,
Why am I signing anything?
the pros would be
They're
that
paying
way
for it.
Yeah,
not one of us can take it over and kick all of us out.
I mean, I'm a monk.
No
I really don't
offense
want
to
to own
the group,
anything, to be honest.
But
shelter.
maybe we put the lease in my name because you know you can trust me.
You can have multiple names in the lease.
Let's go with that.
Multiple names.
That sounds good.
I'll sign it.
Whatever.
So they kind of present all this, and
I mean, I can still leave at any time.
well, let's celebrate. This is my way of thanking you all. Troll Skull Manor shall be yours.
Woo!
And basically, they're gonna eat and drink and have a grand old fucking time, and then
Where's our grand
They-
old fucking time music?
yeah, grand old fucking time music.
There you go. Alright, likes it.
That works.
Right. Do we know? Does Volo know any place that would be looking to buy a smell hook?
Oh yeah, we got some rapiers to sell too. Actually, we probably shouldn't sell them. We should probably trade them.
You know what? If we paint them purple, we could
Go to
probably
that
sell them
store,
at that
yeah.
store.
He only sells everything for 2 gold.
Yeah, it's a pretty cheap place.
So drinking and merriment goes on for some time before Floon kind of interjects and says, if we want to catch the Magister to get this deed properly signed and drafted,
Yeah.
we should probably go now. And it's about like 3 p.m.
Okay.
Sounds good to
I'm
me.
down the rest of my route plan.
Whatever gets us done.
Are you down that before going to bed?
It's a little warm.
So
Then I probably got to refill when they're ordering drinks.
they describe that it's probably on the way, no problem. Let's pull something up. And it takes a little bit of time to get there on foot. And eventually you
We
come
lead the way,
to
Yeah.
a magister's office.
Shortcuts.
If we can stop by a shop on the way there, I'd like to upgrade the studded leather.
You could do. You'll have some downtime soon.
Do you have enough gold for that?
I have gold and a couple of spare rapiers to trade. And some silver bars.
Right. How many of those are there? 3?
Yeah.
So they take you to a well-dressed tiefling named Kai Lin Silmerhelve. She introduces herself with like a dainty hand.
Enchanté.
She keeps things very brief. This is in the castle ward, and she has her assistant draft up new paperwork, which she witnesses and then signs and stamps with a wax symbol. And then they present to you with a bit of paperwork to sign. Deed of ownership. Let it be recognized that the bearer of this indictment is the rightful owner of one Troll Skull Manor, located in the city of Waterdeep, and thusly entitled to its uses as a residence or business within the Code Legal. The owner is responsible for taxes and guild fees required for property upkeep. Legal transfer of this document must be witnessed by a magistrate or legal authority. That's me. And recognized by the open Lord of Waterdeep. And then whoever's signing.
What are the fees?
There's fees?
The current fees for the new document are being paid for by Rainier, which is 25 gold pieces.
Ooh.
Is that like a monthly fee?
No, that's just for this actual transfer and creation of a deed.
What's
Future fees and upkeep fees will be discussed later.
Alright. Sounds like this Julian and I are going to be dealing with that.
Who's all? Let's do this. Tokens. So we've got Nicholas is signing.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm a monk, and I just don't really own anything. Also,
Uh,
I'm very poor.
And
I'm just gonna stay out of it.
okay. And then who else? Felix, Julian.
You sign? Can you write?
I don't think I can. I don't think I
Can you sign a name?
You gonna put an X on there?
Yeah, I can exit.
Okay.
Harvey, are you gonna sign?
Harvey would probably sign. I imagine.
Yes, everyone but me. I'll just
Okay.
stay out of it. Alright, go. I don't want to meet us.
Perfect.
No dogs.
Can't get,
It's not for dogs.
can't get all love from me.
Go hang out. Go see your friends. Go see your friends. Right?
Fantastic. Okay. You all sign the paperwork. Rainier pays the transfer of ownership fee, and they wrap it up, put it back in the scroll tube, and hand it over to you. You then take about 45 minutes to make your way over to Troll Skull Alley.
Alright, let's see. Let's check out the neighborhood.
Hooray,
Hooray,
we're officially home.
We don't own this, we rent it.
No, we own it.
You are now officially homeowners.
There's somewhere to live.
Yeah, we're moving on. No.
To the star.
So, you are indeed in a historic part of Waterdeep. Let me see if I have a bigger map.
I'm gonna match that.
We passed any magic stores on the way there.
We'll deal with that later.
Which house? Looks like an explanation.
Sorry, Jag, this might melt your computer. So, I believe you're in northwest Waterdeep. Skull Alley. Give me a minute.
Saltport Street.
Saltport?
You know that actually reminds me of that. Did you ever listen to Wild Arms? Wild Arms 3? The opening of Wild Arms 3 is what that show.
I'm just trying to play along with it.
I believe you're somewhere up here. I'll have to look into it later exactly where in the larger scheme of Waterdeep you are.
No, I got this.
But this building here
I think you'll like it.
is the one that they are leading you towards.
We have a turret.
Yeah, your eyes immediately fall on it. I mean, it's pretty much the biggest building in Troll Skull Alley. It sticks out among the rest, partly because it's a 3-story stature, has it looming above the other structures, but also mostly because of the dilapidation. It's in poor repair,
Oh,
and looks like a real fixer-upper.
Candyman's dream.
Cue Revenge of the Nerds rebuild mix.
Yeah.
Montage.
Alright, yeah, is there a montage?
Put one step in front of another.
I'm very handy. Can fix some things up.
Just punches the nails in.
We get the robot that's running around me.
Lines them up. Flurry of blows.
That's you,
Probably looks a little haunted.
right
That
there.
should be good.
Just
Forward
like-
A. You guys signed this shit before you saw it. Yes, you signed it before they saw it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Rainer's paying for it.
True. I don't know what
We
you
didn't-
If
we
we
didn't
change
have
our mind, all we
much.
gotta do is lapse on the upkeep page.
So, let's see. It's definitely an old, elegant building from a different era than the functional buildings that surround it. The roof is the color of a bright, fetid green. The missing shingles in some of the bald spots expose a decaying brown beneath, giving it the complexion of a pox victim. Its form hints at the proud posture of an
the
old
money
architecture which birthed it, but time has curved its spine and made it humble.
Ah,
Despite all of that, it's clearly got great bones and is not a lost cause.
Doing no good contract.
I'm gonna fall through the floor.
Bricks appear to be scattered around a chimney that abruptly ends, leaving it pointing to the sky like a jagged tooth.
Julie, did you happen to take mending as a cantrip?
A few windows.
It doesn't do enough.
Few windows that haven't been boarded up are shattered in their frames, and 2 balconies run the perimeter of the manor on the 2nd and 3rd level, but are a bit saggy and potentially not structurally sound at the moment.
Awesome. Anybody else hesitant about our purchase?
Nice.
Buyer's remorse?
Yeah, a little bit.
We got a roof over our heads. We can fix up some things. It's got a, great
You could probably
location.
tear it down and sell the property at least.
Great location. We don't own this.
We got all these silver
You own
bricks.
it.
We could probably get a contract to do
Own it?
or at least get the
Oh, and they're paying.
We do.
something. But they're paying for it, but we own it.
Does that count?
They
I
paid
mean,
for
I
it.
don't own it. I don't own
They
it.
own it.
I don't own anything. I have no real material
There you go.
possessions. It's just what I need to
Use
get
that for
by.
in-game flavor.
That's what I'm
That's
for.
that's key.
You're all I need to get close.
The important thing is we have somewhere to sleep.
Made ice cream.
I
Right.
appreciate
That
that.
is important to me.
I think that if I get the taste for it, I'll
Do some jobs.
I'll want more.
Sugar free.
Do you have any vibes going into this place?
This is the only one that I'll be.
Yeah.
It takes about 5 minutes to make.
That's awesome.
Let's just turn.
It is high as fuck in calories.
Oh,
Yeah. This is basically heavy cream.
I haven't really done that lately.
Carrots.
Just because
Carrot.
And the weather.
Garrett from Mass Effect.
What's Garrett?
what happened? You can see the outline.
Is
Come
that,
back, I'm calibrating.
is that like an attic?
Yeah. Jen, you might have to turn.
Yeah, can you mute your mic?
You might have to like. Well, you know, like there's like a sensitivity slider.
Yeah, it's so loud.
Yeah.
It's probably a bit too sensitive right now because it's picking up all kinds of crazy background stuff.
Oh, sorry.
And then once it comes back, I'll better in.
Where do I fix it?
Then we could actually start getting full right in time for next winter.
Do you know where you fix this up?
Oh yeah, so if you just go to the cogwheel for settings and go to audio and video, I don't know if it's set to automatically do the thing.
Mind flayer's here.
Oh, he showed up?
But where it says automatically determine input sensitivity, you can turn that off and then manually move the slider yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably more right. You can hear
Can
me?
you hear me? That's back.
Oh, talk again?
You can hear
Can
me
you hear me
now?
now? But
Less
less background there.
Yep.
Oh, you're trying on noise gate?
Potentially.
Yeah, just the Discord one. A little weird. I'm in two places at once.
I wonder if we could talk to the Xanathar Guild and see if maybe they have a couple of contractors under their umbrella. Get a deal.
Yeah. Umbrella.
Little under the table dealing, so we don't have to deal with all the
Paperwork.
more like building code and all that.
Rainer seems a little off put by the place, but Floon and Volo keep talking about the potential. All the potential.
Yeah, the potential is there.
So much potential.
for you guys to screw us.
Yeah.
Can you sign the ghosts?
Not currently, but let me know, Volo says with enthusiasm. Spirits and Spectres isn't going to write itself.
Looks like it's a
Yeah.
bar. Is that what that is?
Yeah, so let's take a little quick tour. On the first floor,
We having our own business here?
so basically there's double doors on the eastern terrace.
Ooh, we got a breakfast
place.
bar.
There is an old sign mounted above the doorway, although one of the changes come loose and now hangs precariously, but the words Troll Skull Manor are etched into the wood of this big sign. And on the north side of the building, there's a narrow set of stairs that lead to the second floor doorway, which is also chained and locked. So it's got like an exterior set of stairs that comes up to the second floor here. On the
How's
first
the second
floor,
floor feel walking on it?
we'll get there. On the first floor, we've got the tap room, or what looks like was designed to be a tap room previously. There's a large hearth in the middle of the floor there. The scent of pungent mildew and sour beer hits your nostrils almost immediately. And there are several broken tables, chairs. There's an L-shaped bar that's still mostly intact. And an old dusty hearth, again to the north side of the room, where black ash is clearly spilled off from the hearth and small black vermin footprints are scattered around the floor. Shattered glass, broken shelves surround the bar, and behind it is a padlocked hatch to a basement and a pantry to the south. Two large metal hooks adorn the wall behind the bar, although whatever was once hung there is no longer there. And then, yeah, there's a little pantry area down here and a kitchen. On the second floor, you've got a common area, potentially a den or a master, and then another master bedroom. There's a large hall, some spare rooms here and there. Third floor is more or less smaller rooms. North would probably be a bedroom up here. There is a master bedroom to the south. What looks to be a library originally to the south, adjacent to that third floor bedroom. And then a staircase up to the fourth floor, which is very much like an attic. Looks like was used for a bedroom and a storage room between the two of them. And then down in the basement, when you remove the padlock, you see what looks to be like an ale and wine cellar. You can see like, the infrastructure for where barrels and bottles were kept and stored. I think all the way up at the top of the garret is a turret peak. So if you climb through a hatch in that third floor, you see a small dimly lit turret peak where a dusty oil lantern dangles from the cone-shaped roof. It's got that sloping shape to it, and this is kind of like up in this area here. This guy. Clearly needs a lot of work. Haunted at the moment, only so much in the sense that everything's just fucking dirty, broken, dilapidated, and gross. And yeah, welcome to your new home. Maybe I'll share and post this image along with some of like the basic room descriptions later in OneNote or on Facebook or something, and you can start making plans.
Plan number one is to go back to
IKEA?
The warehouse.
Go back to the warehouse and get our paintings.
Our hidden paintings.
Once the
the heat is
investigations
It's died down a little bit, yeah. Okay.
I mean,
just
they're not.
sell it and see how much it's worth.
It's a pretty boring ass crime screen. I doubt they're gonna be here for more like a day. So
No, yeah.
Alright, I mean, I could sleep on just about anything, so.
You gonna sleep here the first night?
yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, yeah, it's only like 4 or 5 o'clock.
I've definitely slept in
You
worse places.
You could probably go get
I'll get some rodent
Enough.
traps to set up.
enough to start setting up. Try to light a fire.
I could probably eat the
Some pine salt to clean that.
Pick up a broom and a mop or something.
Okay. Well, let's start simple there. And while you're doing that and making your preparations, I don't want to cut the session short. Let's just say I'm only prepared enough to get to this spot, but we've all hit level 2. So we could do a level up together and lay some groundwork for where you go from here for next time on, which could include gathering paintings and actually leveling up our character sheets, so those are all ready, set, and good to go. Because this was like a
Like
crazy
I did.
full screen thing. Huge image. Wasn't expecting you to one-shot my mage. That should have taken a long time.
Yeah.
What spells did he have?
What?
Or make friends with
That's
them.
the thing I wanted.
Just double click it. He was gonna burning hands all of you coming through the corridor there.
That's what you thought.
But you'd all probably be dead, so it's better that he didn't.
I'm glad to not be dead.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I
There's
saw
so many
I saw the
people
biggest
dying.
threat and just went to take him out.
Didn't even get sneak attack. It was-
No.
Just like boom.
I was
There you
like,
go. Goes.
magic's gonna wreck us.
I saw him
take him
drop
out.
down to gray. I'm like, he's dead. Like joking. Like, oh, obviously he typed the wrong number and he's not already dead. But then he was.
Worth it.
A little pissant brain and causing his way.
We have proud owners in new home. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I mean, we got 3
Yeah,
floors.
yeah.
Julian
We
set
can-
up a medical office
Building.
in the basement.
Yeah, we should set up a bar on the
Screw
first
that.
floor.
I'm getting a drum set for that basement.
No. Basement has
Drum
something
set.
like locked from the outside.
Yeah, right. We should set up a bar, first floor.
I think
Already
that's
got
the-
those.
Yeah, look at the
Yeah,
game.
it's already, yeah, ready.
Maybe we'll chop up the broken tables and stuff for firewood.
We certainly need to do a few things to make this
Yeah, we're gonna-
habitable.
Sneak back down to that.
I'm thinking profitable.
Pop.
Jag was there.
I mean, I know we can find some wine.
Yeah.
I just need a bunch more loots.
Barrels.
First we should make it so that we don't.
Like, we know how
We can
big that
read
hallway
here.
was to get into that little basement area, right?
Talking about the one.
Yeah, we get a couple smaller barrels, sneak back down in there.
Wait. With my like city senses, could I figure out roughly where like the tavern above was
Oh man.
in relation to that?
Yeah, pretty far. I mean, you were back down near the dock ward.
Yeah.
Near Candle Lane is where you went down into the sewer.
Yeah. And there's a lot of like.
You're on like almost the opposite end of the city.
Got to carry the wine all the way back. We need to get
Yeah.
You got a lot of preparations.
This sounds like too much work for.
Yeah, at that point,
I mean,
we're
the good news is
with
you
a cart and a
gotta.
horse, might as well just buy our own wine
Yeah.
or find someplace.
It would probably the amount of labor involved for that.
Yeah, sounds.
It'd be easier just to steal our wine from someplace closer.
What is the average for leveling up? Is it 6 plus modifier? No.
Your
4
D8
plus modifier.
Your D8 will be 5.
5 plus modifier.
You take half plus 1.
Plus your constitution modifier, right?
I think you like good to the D8. I'm feeling stupid. I'm rolling for HP.
Ooh, okay, hold on.
Where's my D8? D8.
Ballsy.
On 1.
6.
That's pretty good.
On the D8?
Yep. So 6 2 18. Not shabby. Took Sam like 3 levels to get that.
18.
I'm so nervous to roll now.
Used all the good.
What are you rolling for?
The HP.
Stats.
You're gonna roll 2?
I think for a fighter, is that a D10?
Now I have Sonic Crest.
Let's just do one at a time here for a
Oh,
moment.
okay.
So Song of Rest, yeah. And then you pull up 5-bar table. You get Jack of all trades, Song of
right.
Rest,
That's cool. Why are you like fixing up
and
houses?
you gain 1 new spell
Yeah.
that you know. You don't have to figure it out
I had it figured out and I gotta go.
now. Okay.
Which one I wanted to. I think I want Featherfall.
Varacus. Do you want to take the auto hit points or roll for hit points?
What do you get for autumn?
Ooh, so for monks.
There's no roll.
So auto would be 5 plus your constitution, so 7. Or you roll 1d8 plus 2.
No, I'll take it. 7.
Take the 7. So it's a hard offer to deny, so you're up to 17 hit points. You also gain ki, which is like your crazy monk energy. Like when they meditate, you see all the chakra.
Oh, we got key down.
Nice.
Doing your
So
shit
ki,
like Artie.
and you also gain unarmored movement,
Yeah.
which for you.
Oh, it doesn't play a saving throw. That is still +0.
Your movement speed increases by 10 feet when you're not wearing
Really?
armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be 40.
So it's 40.
Are you updating
Yep.
this? Nice.
It scales as you level.
What's Marisha up to? Like
Ooh, I'm gonna be
55
so
feet
fast.
around now?
You'll never catch me.
Ridiculous.
No armor though, right?
No armor.
So I get a +1 to all of my stats, basically.
It's like being a human.
So I get to add half my proficiency to anything I'm not proficient in.
So you
So
can
by the time I
tell
get to a
Ryan
higher
do
level,
before,
it'll
but
be +3 on
Key allows you to
It's
do
pretty
special
nice.
moves like flurry of blows.
Well, no, that's just when they start off, they get a +1.
There's a few other ones we'll talk
But
about.
But this
Nice.
Special monk powers. Julian,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to roll
I
for
get
hit
my
points?
infinity.
Do you want to?
Ooh,
Do you want to roll for hit points, or take the auto?
What's the base? Automatic.
usually 5.
It's like hold on.
5 plus con.
For clerics.
They D10? No.
Not D. Only fighters are D10. Barbarians are D12.
Five.
Pretty much everyone else.
Tuition.
D8 except wizards and sorcerers.
For
Paladins
you,
are
it
different.
would be it's 5 plus Constitution, so it would be 7 automatic,
Yeah.
or you roll a D8 plus 2.
Roll the dice. Roll the dice.
Felix rolled.
Yeah, we're all rolling. Why not?
Wow.
Kylie didn't roll.
Oh. Minus one.
All right, roll a D8.
Just grab a D8.
Yep.
I'm not gonna roll.
Watch out.
Oh. So you get 5 instead of 7, unfortunately.
Here we go.
Okay.
Nick's going for it.
It was exciting.
Oh!
I rolled a 2.
No!
Yep.
Okay.
It's not a 1. It's not a 1.
I feel like me going for my roll has just damaged the rest of the party.
Yeah.
I got
So you
everyone
go.
You had the right choice.
So you'd be. What are you? 14 then?
happens when you gamble?
Okay.
Did you roll or did you did you
I
roll?
haven't rolled yet.
Bronimus.
Yep. Is it 7 out of 8? Is that what it is?
I think so.
I'm gonna
There's a
take-
fighter. It's different for every class. So you'd be 6 plus con. You'd be 9 automatically,
Okay.
or
A potential.
or a D10 plus 3. So 9.
We're doing re-roll ones, right?
Yeah, sure.
That's Matt. That's.
Oh, I didn't even have to worry then.
I know, you had the-
I should have rolled a.
Do I roll again?
All right.
Only if you
So,
rolled a 1.
I mean, if that's the case, then I'm gonna roll a 10. Just because there's a potential for awesome.
Do it.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
see.
All right. Kylie is my witness. That is a 7.
Nice.
So that's a 10 instead of 9.
23.
Boom.
Yep. I
23. Yeah.
Am I the second highest HP in the group as a freaking musician?
Harvey could potentially,
Oh, that's right.
if he rolls, but we're gonna have to wait until next time, or whenever he's here.
That's right. He'd have to roll higher though.
All right. So.
He'd have to beat my 6.
Yeah. So what do you, does everyone get something cool for their second level?
So Julian, you get Channel Divinity
Mm-hmm.
along with your Divine Domain feature,
That's another
which is the
divinity?
Life Domain.
Reckless attack and danger sense.
So you get Preserve Life.
Reckless attack
Is he a barbarian?
No.
No. He's a fighter.
Oh,
Oh.
fighter.
Champion, right?
No, just fighter.
No, I mean like your fighter.
Oh,
archetype?
dual.
I thought he was
Or do you pick that yet?
If I picked my
Whoa.
history, it was
So you get like stuff like you swashbuckler, you
no,
are
it was a
champion.
soldier.
no third level.
That's
Okay,
the-
so you just get action search.
Well, that's crazy.
Oh, action surge, nice.
Channel Divinity Preserve Life. So once a day, Channel Divinity is like a one-time use thing, and it's basically like an ultra prayer to the gods.
Disengage, motherfucker.
So once a day, you can ask the Glassender to help you turn undead or preserve life. And if you do preserve life, you present your holy symbol, do your prayer, evoke healing energy that can restore a number of hit points equal to 5 times your cleric level, so 10 at level 2. And choose any creatures within 30 feet of you and divide those hit points among them.
Then Constitution's an even number.
That's pretty
Pretty
crazy.
strong.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And then
It's a
Like,
reveal.
because my healing spells are extra effective.
That's right.
That's added on top.
I think so. I have to double check that. Because I don't know if that works on Channel Divinity or only spells.
Yeah.
I think it might only be for spells.
Hey,
That bonus.
Even know.
Yeah. Which makes sense. You
Oh,
also.
yeah, healing spell.
I think you might get more spells that you can prepare. I think it scales
I
on
think
your
I get
level.
one more.
We have one more spell slot, and then let me just look at your spell casting because I think it's based on your level. Wisdom modifier plus your level. So wisdom 3 plus 2 is 5. Oh yeah. So you have one more spell slot, and then you can actually prepare one additional spell per day. So instead of 4, it's 5.
Yeah.
Cool. Brotimus. Let's see, fire table. You got action surge.
Yep, that's what he was just saying.
Baller.
Action Surge is pretty baller.
Simple but effective.
Yep.
Nicholas and eventually Harvey. You guys have cunning
Cunning actions.
Pretty dope.
Disengage, motherfucker.
Felix, yeah, you've got the Jack of all trades. You'll need to pick a new spell.
Yeah.
No rush.
There's some that are they're good spells, but they don't fit the character. I'm trying to find.
Okay. Well,
more
you can marinate on it.
Like technically, he identifies as the most better utility spell, but he's not really the identifying type. He doesn't give a shit. Like Dissonant Whisper seems fitting, but friggin' Bellows had that. I'm trying not to be a Bellows player. Same with the tech magic.
There's only so much bar stuff you can do.
I don't really give a shit about detecting magic. I'm gonna take Featherfall.
Also, you're very different from Bellows because his vicious mockeries worked.
Ouch.
This man's cold.
I mean, you're just getting started here, damn.
That's a 4.
You multi-classing bard over there with your own.
I've hit more than half of them. There's my Toll of Dead that doesn't work because it's a wizard.
Well, maybe offline we can chat about sort of the fixer-upper stuff. I knew this was coming, but I don't have it fully finalized yet. But essentially, repair costs. You're probably gonna have to get some money and
Pull
do
some
some
funds.
jobs.
We still have the map for the warehouse. Should we RP going to get our paintings maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Because something we can do
Still
right
there,
now.
yeah.
I'm artistically challenged.
Cool thing. So I mean, basically, when you go back, it's a pretty much a full day later at this point. There would still be. It wouldn't be like they're actively searching through it at this point. The bodies are gone. There's probably still a few guards there, like, casing the joint, some equivalent of police tape around the area. But beyond that, there's probably just a couple of guards, like, lingering around, keeping an eye on the place. You would know in your time in the city that it's very unlikely that they'll be here much longer than another day.
I'll just wait a day.
Yeah, might as well.
Alright.
Okay.
And we'll just use this day to go around and get mop, broom, bucket, just
Yeah. I mean, immediately you'd probably get some ultra bare essentials, to make this place even remotely livable for now.
some flatware, maybe
Yeah.
a table. No, we got a bar.
There's I mean, don't get me wrong, this place is in shambles, in terms of that, but there's probably enough in terms of there's probably a few chairs. There's the bar.
Yeah.
I mean, priority number 1, we're getting a keg of something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
We gotta
first
get the
day in a
bar
place. First dating any place, like if I remember college properly,
Yeah.
Yeah,
first
it
time you
sounds
move
like
into
you're
any
in
place,
college.
the first thing you do is
Just a
to be fucked
booze.
up in your own.
Got a
things.
candle on the bar.
Yeah.
You know, you're
Yeah.
probably grilling
No, she's
inside.
good, she's
dating.
I'm
good.
the
Yeah,
lancer
yeah,
that
she's
never
all-
goes
yeah.
out.
There you go.
Sets the mood. And we
I already
what
got
we
the
need all.
tunes.
We got it all.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you get a couple of bare essentials. Day 1. There are a few things that happen on that first day that you can't quite put your finger on if they're just coincidental. Like, you know, when you go to sit on one of those chairs, you swear you were going to sit on it, and then it feels like the chair was just slightly off, and you sat down and boom, hit your tailbone
What?
on the ground hard
Oh,
as
the
fuck.
ghoster prankster
They're
dicks. I'm gonna like this
prankster
place.
ghosts.
And then when
Ghost
when you
bar.
wake up after the first morning,
Yeah.
like on the pieces of glass on the non-broken windows,
Red rum.
you see like kind of like carved in with like almost like a smeared fingerprint in the dust on the glass, like shit like last call.
Uh-oh. Ooh. Red rum. Red rum.
You don't know if it was maybe it was just there and you didn't notice it to begin with because it was dark and you were just taking it all in,
Or
if
we
it's
wrote it while we were
fresh.
drunk.
Or maybe when you wrote it. Yeah, you don't know. Is somebody in the party fucking with you? Very likely
Very likely.
scenarios.
It's
Julian.
No.
Maybe it's Harvey. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was going to any one of their little drawings and draw a little.
You do notice that Harvey and you probably know him as well, Felix. There are some.
I don't need a litter box for Loki.
Yeah, there you go. There's a bunch of I don't know what's the proper term. You know, almost like Varys's little birds, just like little street kids who you and Harvey have spoken with before, who you've seen around the city.
I'm gonna start making reports, start throwing, coppers and shit like
Oh
that.
yeah, you moving into Charles Manor there, huh? Yeah. Broke some of those windows we did
Alright.
way back.
No more of that.
You gonna live there? Her's haunted.
Gonna try. No, we've seen a lot of shit. It was a good
Oh,
deal.
the kid's got good aim then.
Yeah.
You let us know if you need anything, eh?
We'll do.
Alright, yeah, so I mean, day 1.
Any kids want to drink?
What?
Don't do that.
Oh yeah!
That's terrible.
We don't need to
No.
What? No one never gave you a beer when you were a kid?
It's medieval times.
Oh.
You know, people just
And it's
shit in the
bad.
street.
How old are they? They're
There's no
like 12?
drink you
That's
need.
middle age.
Yes.
Yeah. Here. So much longer.
Uh,
Arya always gets in the way.
oh yeah.
That's a middle age for a street.
Can't pet the cat.
How dare you?
And you kids got cute moms?
Oh no.
Or dads?
It'll never work.
It'll work.
It'll never work.
Arya, come here.
Alright.
we go.
Bye, Syria.
Yeah, gives up.
So you have an interesting night. You can't tell if you guys are just playing pranks on each other, but your basic arrangement is functional.
Alright.
And a day goes by. And I'm just thinking like bare bones, like you're moving garbage out, you're trying
Total
to.
montage.
Yeah, total initial montage.
Sweeping.
And
Dusting.
then
Like I said, the
when-
whole Revenge of the Nerds where they get that really shitty house.
yeah.
You can imagine it.
And several of you return to the Xanathar warehouse.
Yeah.
It appears quiet. Like you're almost half expecting there to be Xanathar or maybe Xanathar or maybe City Watch members there. But for whatever reason, it appears to be mostly quiet when you go up on them.
It's on the Fuff. On Fuff
Oh
Mountain.
my god. And
The biggest cat
It's-
bed on Earth.
yeah.
It's perfect.
It's not a very hard task for you to
Yeah.
sneak back in. Now, who came with you for this task? Because you would all have to knowingly be going in there to I guess it's still considered steal stolen goods from the Xanathar warehouse. And you've all been handed copies of the code legal.
Yeah.
So
I'll
you,
hang out outside.
you know you're not in the right here, but transporting this stuff is still going to be a feat because these things are quite large.
Oh, we could always take.
So
it
I
to
just
the
wanna
sewer if we
know-
They give two shits about that.
I just want to know who's involved in getting their hands a little dirty here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I can. I'm
try to stay out of that
I'm very good
stuff.
at distraction. I
We
can
borrowed a small wagon as well, or
Yeah.
Is any of this stuff heavy?
Yeah, I mean heavy and awkward.
Yeah. Perfect.
Right.
You need-
Work out all of the things
So-
I don't normally hit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Fancy
there were,
bar shit yet,
and I
so-
mean, they were in very large crates too, right? So
Yeah.
you can keep them in there. Now, one of them had the 4 paintings.
Yeah.
The other one had the corroded silver bars.
Oh, we took the silver bars.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
Yeah, we each took 3. There was 15, right?
Oh, okay, you did? Okay, yeah, my bad. All right. So then it's just the
Three silver
very
bars.
large, unwieldy crate with 4 paintings kind of
All right.
slotted in.
We'll get it onto like a cart or something.
Do we have an idea how much we can get in fair trade for these silver bars? Like not just straight up trading them for gold, because obviously that comes with like the 20%, you know,
Yeah.
or whatever shitty chunk. But if we actually trade them for goods or services, something to put towards the renovation, just for future planning.
Yeah. Well, you imagine if they were not corroded silver bars and if they were at market price, like you were trying to get the bars themselves, they probably would have been about 50 gold pieces each. Obviously, being damaged goods, being stolen
We spend
goods.
some time cleaning them up. I can do a little wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? So,
Maybe
you know,
cast
that's
friends.
that's the prestigious bar of what the value would have been.
Maybe I won't catch.
Come
friends.
down
we-
from
we might need to
there.
use them
What,
again.
25?
Hopefully we can get at least 40. I mean, it's still the corrosion's just the outside. It's still a big ass block of silver. It's not like
We'd
it's.
probably melt them down and recast them. We just need to get like a friendly dwarf.
That's true. What do you want? We could take because you could probably get 14
Chase?
out of the 15.
Yeah.
Maybe Craig?
That might be a thing to do.
Okay.
We have enough gold.
Yeah.
Find a good.
Alright.
There's sure to be some dwarves around here.
Let's consider this a lot of
14 times
offline montage seaplane
Yeah.
that we should discuss. And then we'll.
That's
How
700
the-
gold.
how
We
the
could get a
paintings hang
contractor, get the roof fixed up for that.
Yes,
much.
and you are in Waterdeep, so any repairs that you do probably need to go through like the guilds, which are.
No, I mean, we know.
That means we need permits.
No, bullshit. We know that we're
Oh
in
my
good
god.
for Xanathar
Law,
still. We got-
permits.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Roll
It
for
means we need to
That's-
discuss things with the
You're-
HOA, bro.
You're in a
Oh my God.
you're in
I'm gonna go
a
back
you're
to
in a
the-
prominent historic district in Waterdeep. Most things that you do to this place will be noticed.
This is the whole point of making friends with the Xanathar Guild. Get us underneath some of that
You
shit.
get yeah. There's options,
Know what I think about that.
options and quote unquote opportunities.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. We'll have to do something for them though.
Grease some palms, get some contractors on the down low,
we can
maybe
do
a
things.
little under the table.
Okay.
You know, get this shit done.
Alright.
We're
Little
gonna get it
on
done.
the cheap.
Blackmail the right people.
The blackmail. I mean, we are eventually going to be a functioning business.
Well, yeah, to kind of leave things hanging out there's definitely a sense of a ghostly presence in here, and again, you can't tell if it's your own colleagues pranking you or just the eerie feeling of being in a new place.
You did creepy.
And then on top of that, you will, to make this place fully inhabitable, you feel like you're going to need to do some work, possibly spend some gold or convert some silver. I don't know if you're going to hang the paintings or try to fleece them.
Do we get an idea? Like roughly.
Do they really add to the space?
Yeah. Do any of us have any?
I mean, it
painting
would be
knowledge?
nice just to have some culture in the place.
Yeah.
If they're
But
not
if they're
worth-
stolen, then we
They all
don't wanna put
depict
them up.
they all depict cities of the north of the Sword Coast.
It's nice. We can,
Very
we can
nice.
tell people that's where we're from, even if it's not. It makes us seem more world aware, so it would be good for our whole image.
You imagine
of-
each painting, considering the size, would probably go for about like if it was, like auctioned at full value, like 75 gold piece each.
How many do we get?
Four of them.
That's 300 gold. I mean, that's not bad. But it might be better just to keep this.
Yeah.
Just art
What
nice
a
up the
fun.
place.
Yeah.
And then just use the silver to fix it up. And then
Don't put makeup on a pig, though.
Well,
well, like I said, if we melt down, if we can get 14 solid good bars out of the 15, we gotta find ourselves a good blacksmith and give him a couple of gold to do that. That'd be 700 gold and silver.
In theory,
big
give or
plans.
take.
If we do good. And that definitely put us a long way. New roof, maybe fix some of these panes of glass.
okay.
Give the kids a little bit of cash to aim their rocks somewhere else.
Yeah.
Give them a couple.
I
of
could
I could start a medical practice.
Maybe hire an exorcist.
Education.
Yeah. Well, I think before our next session,
You can do some busting, a little
we'll definitely be montaging between now and then with some of these things. So, anything your characters in particular would be doing to help the cause or pursue your own interests, marinate on that stuff. Let's talk about it a little bit offline between now and then.
Alright.
I'll try to outline roughly what some of the costs are going to be through the straight and narrow path for this. If you want to reach out to the Xanathar Guild and utilize some of their connections, you can do so. Those of you in the party who might have moral objections to that would be aware that they are certainly the closest thing to like the mafia of Waterdeep. So let that be, part of your decision-making process. Doesn't mean you can't do it, whatever. But let that be a part of your thought process.
How many things where we just tell Julian we found a guy?
Yeah.
He's licensed and contracted within the
He
city.
doesn't need to know
Yeah.
where we found the guy.
Nothing super illegal, just, borderline.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And
No murders. Or at least no murders of women or children. And children.
Unless they really deserve it.
Yeah, it depends.
and
Unless they're demonically possessed.
Oh, for sure.
to plant a few other
Yeah, usually.
random seeds. As time passes, both patrons of the Awning Portal, and then Volo, Floon, and Rainer with their social personalities and their men about town kind of personas. Let's just say that word starts to spread a little bit about you all, and some of the other factions of the city. You get a sense that they might be reaching out at some point or other, taking interest in you.
Yeah, we can use the money.
At your new location. So, just to kind of out of character lay the landscape a little bit, Chapter 2 here is going to be a bit of in between stuff like that. Like you might have opportunities, you might have some interested parties who want you to do a thing or two, and it'll be up to you to choose what you do and who you ally with in the city here.
Well, potentially there are 500,000 dragons somewhere in this town that might be interesting to look at.
Rumor has it.
Rumor has it.
That does sound interesting.
Cool. Well, sorry we didn't use the full time, but I blame Kevin.
500,000
I blame
split
Kevin.
5 ways.
Technically, that actually could have gone even faster if I had remembered to use my goddamn inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Why didn't you remember?
I'm new to
You
bards.
remember?
New bards.
I'm used to a wizard, in which I have fuck all to do with a bonus action.
All right, Jag.
See ya.
Red Jaguar.
Good to see you guys.
How was the sound
Good game.
the whole time?
Oh, it's
That was
perfect.
perfect.
Yeah,
This time was perfect.
That's good.
Awesome.
All right, man.
Later.
Jaguar.
Stay safe. Good seeing you, Jag.
Thank you again.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys.
See you next time.
Bye.
What kind of cleric is Jag?
Life domain.
As like I almost
Wait, is that what he was seeing?
Hmm?
He was seeing
Yeah.
like, oh, crazy. I'm like in the dark part, pretty much the whole time.
I was thinking if either something happens to Felix or we get into this thing where we have a larger business and we just kind of swap out groups, I kind of would be interested to see what happens if I brought in my Kenku, because my Kenku's a grave cleric. So I have a grave cleric and a life cleric trying to work together. Kind of fun.
The best is Laura